Hi, everybody. It's Zach here. Brett
Hello.
there. It's been a bit since, actually, it's been a while since Brett and I have done a stream together.
Yeah, and a hobby stream, no less.
I know. Folks at home, remember to give us a like and subscribe if you are, well, like always, of course, please. And subscribe if you're new, if you're just hanging out, if you're not currently subscribed, consider subscribing. Today's stream, we have a lot going on. We're doing a 3-hour stream today.
Oh my gosh.
Brett is joining me for the first hour. We're going to have Meg jump in for hour 2 and 3. And we just wanted to kind of talk about some of the things that we've been up to in the past month.
The last month's been kind of crazy.
Been kind of crazy for a lot of us.
Whirlwind.
A bit of a whirlwind. And then also, Brett is planning this amazing event, Maelstrom Mixer. You've heard us talk about it a million times on the channel. We have a few things coming up that are important that will be on the channel related to Maelstrom Mixer.
2 weeks away.
2 weeks away. Yeah. And we like to brag that, I like to brag on behalf of Brett and Faultline that it's a super cool event, and if you're interested in going, you can't. Tickets are sold out. That's not exactly true. There's kind of a wait list.
There's a wait list. There's Kill Team tickets that you can still buy. And there's painting classes that you can come and sign up for and be a part of on Friday and Saturday night.
Right.
All of this we're going to talk much more about in the coming 3 hours.
Yeah, okay. So right away, let's jump in. Now, one thing we do want to just point out real quick, and we'll remind you guys a few times as we take a moment of silence on occasion. We do want to point out Cire is not here today. And so in memoriam for Cire, we have this placard that will occasionally show throughout the stream.
In memoriam of his not being here today.
Of his being dead, or maybe doing family events for Easter.
We're not sure. One or the other. It's not clear which is more likely.
It's not clear at all. So that's where we're at.
He's in chat.
He's in chat. There we go. Okay.
The ghost of Cire makes an appearance.
Okay, so let's just jump into right away, Brett, like what actual hobbying stuff we're doing.
Yeah, sure.
It's not the focus of the show today, folks, but let's see so you guys know we're not just sitting here goofing off. What are we doing?
You see this like massive wall of crates here? These
do.
are baby-faced, fresh, off-the-line crates.
Yeah.
They are clean, they're airbrushed, they have a color, and that's not how crates look in the 41st millennium. So I got these cool decals from Death Ray Designs. They're like they're graffiti decals. And they're meant for, Death Ray Designs has they made their own miniatures game called Steel Rift. It's sort of like a, mech warrior-like big stompy robots walking around through a city blasting each other kind of thing. And but that's sort of secondary. They're mostly well known for their MDF terrain. And so these decals
Wait, sorry, what? Death Ray Designs?
Death Ray Designs.
Death Ray Designs, okay.
So you'll see the Steel Rift branding here. But yeah, I saw these and I was like, this is perfect for crates. Because crates get stacked in a shipping yard and then hooligans come out of the woodwork like flies on stink. They are just drawn to baby-faced fresh crates with their rattle cans and must spray paint them with art. So we're going to be decorating crates with graffiti decals and then doing some weathering on them. So this is an example of the weathering that we did last year for the event. I had a couple of these trucks, and we weathered them up. This was, if you go back a year ago, you
did these.
Yeah, you'll see me painting these on the show.
You have kind of like a very specific weathering that you do a lot, I've noticed, on your towel. It's pretty similar, and I really like it a lot. I always kind of think of that as like the Brett weathering.
Yeah, it's like a lot of streaking with sponges, and then you put some metal inside the black.
Yeah. It's really funny, too, because folks at home, I don't know if you guys have tried any chipping mediums or chipping products.
Oh, no, it's too much work.
It's way too much work, and
no one got time
it doesn't usually look nearly as good as yours.
People they're like, oh, I need a product to do weathering. Like, no, you don't. You need a sponge and some black paint.
Yeah, I think people sometimes get caught up on thinking like, well, it doesn't work because I'm actually adding layers going up elevation. If you paint poorly with big globs of paint, it'll look bad.
Right.
That's it. That's like, don't do that.
I've never used chipping medium. People talk about like hairspray.
Yeah,
and all
you
that
can
kind
use
of
hairspray.
stuff,
I've done both, Brett.
I've never tried it.
Absolutely
Have no
not worth it.
interest in it.
Now, the only time it is sort of interesting and worth it is huge pieces of terrain
Oh, sure.
that you actively want like one specific color underneath of it.
Right,
But
okay.
again, you could kind of paint that or sponge it on, so
Yeah.
it's like almost never a good proposition.
Cool. Shall we get started?
Yeah,
Or is there anything else we need to talk about before we get started?
Not really. Just jumping. Oh, we do want to remind folks at home that we're doing a giveaway. We're doing a giveaway for merch today.
Yes.
So all you have to do to be eligible for the giveaway is type giveaway in chat right now. If you type giveaway in chat right now, I think that's one word.
You will be eligible?
You're eligible.
Yeah.
I'll be able to tell if it's working or not because I have a little thing here.
And if
That'll
you're-
tell me.
If you really want to be sure, you should type it both ways. Because that will guarantee.
Oh, wait, no, it works. I see names popping up. Okay.
Okay.
Spelling it, that works.
That's
okay.
the correct way. It's one word.
It's not give-a-way. like some of us might have thought.
Turns out that's not the correct.
It's not like a box in a Looney Tunes show. Okay. We're going to give the first giveaway at 10:30. We're going to do one like every half hour. It's merch. We're just going to send you merch, our own merch. You're just going to get some merch. Okay. Adepticon.
Yeah,
Brett
is that
and
our
I,
first conversational topic?
absolutely. Brett and I went to Adepticon.
And Cire, who's not here.
And
He
Cire.
may or may not be dead.
Yeah.
And a spirit joining us in chat.
Yeah, Cire did go to Adepticon. Cire and I actually had quite a journey to Adepticon. Can I just describe our pathway to?
You guys had some crazy transit-related adventures.
Yeah, and then you're actually the one that cued us onto our way back adventure. I haven't followed up with you on that.
I was like, I don't think you're going to be able to get back the way you think you will. And you were like, nah, it'll be fine.
It was.
And then later, I was like, I caught some hints that maybe it didn't quite go the way you planned.
It
and I was
didn't.
like,
Okay.
I feel a little validated now.
Okay, so Brett, hand me some of the posters.
Yes.
And I guess I really do like the posters.
There's
So
posters. There's other things besides posters. I'll just put these in between us if we can.
to me,
And grab a whole set, a color of crates. Which color?
okay,
do you
I'll
want?
take the tan ones right here
Okay, cool.
as a start. Okay. But yeah, Cire and I'll speak for in myself. We kind of had the flip-flop on the way back. And what I mean is Meg drove me up to SFO, which is not the airport we normally use. We normally use San Jose. So Meg drove me up to SFO, San Francisco Airport.
Which is like, I don't know, like a 50-minute drive, 50?
Not great. Yeah.
Like 40 miles or something?
Not great. And then, so she drove me up there. And then after that, I met Cire there.
Mm-hmm.
We took a plane to Chicago.
Can I have a brush to
Oh,
apply
yeah.
water to?
Yeah, we just need...
Sorry to interrupt.
Do you need multiple brushes
No,
or
this
just
is
one?
fine. I just want to
Okay.
put some water on the thing.
We took a train then from the airport in... once we were in Chicago, this is the stupid part. Once we were in Chicago, we had to take an Uber or a taxi. We took an Uber because taxis are gross from... at least in the U.S., we'll talk about that later. We took an Uber from the airport in Chicago to the train station in Chicago. That was honestly a little miserable. It was one of those bad Uber drivers. Brett, I was telling you, remember we had a super bad Uber driver in Nova one year?
Yeah.
This
guy
guy,
like 1,000 miles an hour, and you're like, I feel unsafe right now.
yeah, for whatever reason, I didn't get sick on that trip, but I got super motion sickness from this Uber driver. There's a lot of
Weaving in and out.
yeah, it was rough. So I got kind of sick. Then we got to the train station. Then train stations are super weird in the U.S. And this train station is like it's like if an airport gave up.
Yeah.
And it actually gave up 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're weird. So then we were in the train station. Then we took the train to Milwaukee.
Yep.
Then once in Milwaukee, we took an Uber to the hotel. It was kind of a pain in the butt. It was an all-day ordeal. I don't know about you, Brett. We had amazing weather most of the time we were in there.
Milwaukee was like hot. It was like the first day it was it was freezing, and then it became 70, and then it became.
Wait, was it freeze? Oh, it was. It was kind
Day
of cold.
1 it was cold. Day like 3 and 4 it was hot, like actively hot. Like you wanted to wear shorts, and then like day 5 plus it was freezing again.
Oh, really?
Can I offer you a tip that I just learned about these?
Yeah.
These poster decals.
Yeah.
The clear section is the whole sheet.
So cut them.
So cut it close.
Cut them
Yeah.
close. Okay.
If you don't cut it close, you'll end up with lots of extra clear stuff around the
Great.
sides.
That's good to know. So Milwaukee was a pretty beautiful city. I'll be honest with you guys. I really liked it. I had never been.
Yep.
Have you?
I don't think so.
You live kind of in the region, which is probably why you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Or you not live, but you're from kind of in the
So
region.
here's the problem.
Yeah.
I have a confession to make. For the life of me, cannot in my brain separate Milwaukee and Minneapolis. Like those two words, they both begin with M, and they're both way too many syllables.
They're both cold,
They're both like
upper plains cities.
one is in Minnesota and the other's in Wisconsin, which also I cannot in my head like
right next to each other.
picture which is which. Like if you were to ask me to draw a map of the United States, I would get 95% of it, and then I'd get to the Milwaukee, Wisconsin, I'd be like, which of these is which?
I think they're culturally actually shockingly quite different. With one being a lot of Scandinavian Americans,
I'm not-
Protestant. I
I'm
know.
not proud of this.
Yeah.
I'm just like admitting a deficiency in my geographical knowledge.
Okay.
So yeah, I have been in like my early 20s. I went to a gaming convention in either Minneapolis or Milwaukee. I don't remember which.
Oh my gosh.
And I bet if I like looked back through my emails from 20 years ago, I would be able to figure it out. But like I can't just come up with that.
Okay, well,
I don't know. Maybe.
I know I have
So
not.
solid
been,
maybe. There's
solid.
like a 50%
Maybe
chance.
I've been to Milwaukee before.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a long way of answering that.
I'm gonna grab one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. Well, I have not. I found it to be a beautiful city. Right away, by the way, we've been doing a lot of joking about it being called the Cream City.
Yeah.
And how weird of a name that is.
That is weird.
You
Yeah.
actually see immediately this building why it is called that, because this is the clay. A lot of buildings were made from this material and look like this color in the city. So I took a few pictures of the city. I actually found the city's architecture to be incredible. It reminded me of somewhat of East Coast cities, but more
Lots of brick.
a lot of brick and that cream
Yeah.
stone stuff.
Cream
yeah.
stone.
Cream stone.
We can call it something other than cream. We can call it ivory. Why isn't it called the Ivory City? I guess that has
would've-
negative connotations. So.
I guess, but did it have negative connotations back in like the 1800s
When people were fine with just killing elephants
Right.
for their horns?
probably cream didn't have, probably neither of them had negative connotations.
Yeah.
So next, this is, I wanted to show some pictures here. This was our hotel. Cire and I stayed in a hotel called the Pfister.
Yep.
I've made a lot of jokes about that as well.
Yep.
And one of the things you see right here is, this was cool. They had a time capsule that's going to get opened
Oh, wow.
May of 2093.
2093.
Yeah,
So,
unfortunately, we really missed out.
wait,
on-
was it created in 1993?
The hotel opened in 1893.
1893. So it's a 200-year time capsule.
No. And then I think in 1993, they made this time capsule.
Got it.
So to be opened in 2093.
Got it.
Yeah. So that was cool. This is maybe the coolest food I had while I was there. At the end of the day, at the end of the trip on Monday morning, Cire and I ate at a place called Brunch It Up, which I think was
wow.
the worst title for a restaurant ever. It's like in that, there's a Simpsons episode where they're like, let's call it this, but not so stupid.
Yeah.
Like when they were coming up with this restaurant, they were like, I don't know, what do you guys want to call it? Something like Brunch It Up, but not so stupid. And then the next shot is like Brunch It Up grand opening.
They couldn't think of
They
something,
couldn't think of anything.
anything better. Yeah.
So Brunch It Up. Brunch It Up, this was basically like waffle fries, which I don't like, with cheese curds, which are like a thing.
Yep.
Which are we should talk about. And
It's like
chorizo
it's like
and
the
pico.
food associated
Yeah.
with Milwaukee cheese curds.
Exactly. I think after this bread, it goes into picture. Oh no, here they are. Here are cheese curds. Okay, So let's chat a little bit cheese curds, Brett, and then I think it goes into a bunch of pictures of stuff you were up to.
Oh, sure.
And I'm going to cut you off when you're talking at some point to do the giveaway, but otherwise,
That's fine.
well, yeah. Otherwise, we can go for it. So, oh man, these little graffiti ones are like that too, with the clear being the whole. Oh, that's kind
it's
of
annoying.
Yeah. Okay, I guess it makes it a lot cheaper for them or something to do it this way.
Who knows? Who knows?
It just means you might want to hit them with a matte varnish.
Matte varnish.
Yeah, should solve it.
I'm also gonna just when we get to the weathering step, I'm just gonna like weather all over the decal art.
Oh, that makes
like
sense.
It's fine if the decal art looks scratched and stuff.
Let's talk cheese curds. Then let's answer some super chats, which we need to address here, and then we'll look at your pictures. Brett, what was your? Did you have any cheese curds?
I did. Yeah, I had them one time.
And
I reminded myself why like I'm not super into cheese curds. I mean, it's fine. I don't hate cheese curds, but I'm not like, oh, cheese curds, I have to eat this all the time, stuff my face and eat them all every day for every meal.
Right. So I had cheese curds two ways. I had actually I had three ways. I had what you see here. I had what you just saw, which was these again with the shit on top of them.
Yeah.
And then I had fresh cheese curds that were in a little bag.
Okay.
And to me, it's like pieces of cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'm eating pieces of cheese.
With a slightly different texture.
Very slightly different texture.
And if I'm honest, I prefer the texture of regular cheese.
Yeah, I probably...
Like I would rather... I guess that's my issue with cheese curds. I'd rather just have normal cheese.
Well, when you say normal cheese, though, that's a lot of different things, right? There's a lot of different cheese textures out there.
Sure. And I think all of them are preferable to me than actual cheese curds. I don't know, like... maybe it's very likely it's also... this is what I grew up with, and so I have this association from when I was a kid. Like, I don't have that association, but for people who do, they probably like it a lot.
Well, here's the thing about, we could get into this, and this can kick off some heated thoughts and opinions, and people love to yell at me when I say things, when I go into my broad category of thing you like, actually not that special.
Oh, yeah.
And here's the thing. You can usually tell if thing you like, not that special, if it's traveled the world and is, like, super popular. A good example... in the late 1800s, Belgians started slicing up potatoes and frying them. Turns out, very good.
Very good. People
all
like
over
that.
the world.
It was success. Yeah.
Cheese curds, unfindable outside of Wisconsin.
And Canada.
And I guess, parts of Canada. Like, not that big of a deal. Your thing's cool, folks in Milwaukee. I did enjoy them, but they're not that special. Sorry. Okay. Liberty Fire says, Zach, hockey playoffs have started and teams are trying to find ways to win. You're currently 0-5 on game streams. How will you turn it around?
Oh my gosh, this is a reference to the bracketing, the spreadsheet that Liberty keeps.
Yeah, he's been keeping a spreadsheet of wins and losses. I probably won't. I might turn around the new GHB. There's a few things to think about. One, I don't try to actively win I do try to win. I try to play the best game I can, but I don't necessarily I don't care if I lose, so I don't kick in anything. I don't think any of us do that.
I kind of do that a little bit.
You'll kick in I need to up this intensity level to win this game.
Yeah, I don't get a lot of AOS games in, so
so
they're important to me for better or worse.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like after the games, I'm a little bit like, I probably took that a little, just like a half step too seriously.
Okay, well.
Again, not proud of it.
I don't.
Probably shouldn't do that.
Well, it's nice to hear you say that, though, because I don't do that. And I certainly don't think you do it in a way that's at least noticeable on stream. But some people do, and it's kind of yucky, and it's a behavior I did not want to have on this channel. So I don't really do a lot to defend myself from losing games, I think would be the way I would phrase it. I also enjoy actively helping the other person I'm playing see things that could help them win.
For sure. I think we all do that.
I think we all do that.
John is the king of that.
Yeah, so... Yeah, John and I games are kind of like in a John and I game. I'm really pushing for John to win, and he's pushing for me to win.
Right.
So,
which is kind of hilarious.
Yeah. So
I sort of imagine people tuning in to one of our AOS live streams for the first time and being like, "What the f is happening here?" Like, player A is playing player B's army, and player B is playing player A's army.
Yeah.
And they're just like. They're not actually competing against each other. It's a weird...
I'm also, I play 4 armies on stream, And I'm kind of in a weird spot with all 4 of them, Liberty, so I can chat that super quick. Let's talk the 4 armies I play. So in Death, I play Nighthaunt. Nighthaunt have been a much maligned. Let's like not put them on the channel. Let's be really careful. Holy shit, they wreck anything they touch. They're very scary. So we didn't play them very often. We actually, if you look back since the beginning of the year, we've played them I think once or twice. And they're actually not good anymore. They've been messed with so bad that they're kind of like not great. So I need to figure out what's going on with them. That's going to be a reoccurring theme, by the way. Army 2, Daughters of Cain. This is a tough one. These are just hard to play. It's just a hard army in 4th edition to play. I used to be pretty good at it in 3rd. It has become a weirdly slow army. It's just slow, and that's the last thing you want. In terms of their amount
of movement?
Yeah, that's just the last thing you want with fragile murder elves. Like, is that you're slow. They used to all just have run and charge.
Yeah.
And now it's all very situational. Maybe you get run and charge off. It is the unlimited spell. But maybe you don't get it off. They're not the best wizards. They don't really have pluses to cast.
Yep.
So it's sort of tough. It's 12-inch range, so somebody needs to be there to block to do it. So frankly, I just need more reps with Daughters of Cain. I'm just not good with them. The same is the case with Deepkin. I'm just learning them as well. They're a little fragile. Their mistakes can go bad quickly. With that army, you can lose both those armies. You can just lose your army pretty quick in a turn if you don't. And then finally, Stormcast, which is not my play style. Nobody else seems to want to play them around here. We might. Brad is working on a all dragon Stormcast army, but that'll be very different than what I'm doing. So I was actually telling Meg this the other day. I was like, I actually don't feel like I know what I'm doing with any of the 4 armies I'm playing anymore. So I'm kind of learning armies. Liberty. I know Cire feels that way as well with KO, especially. It's just a hard learning curve for us with some of these armies. That's sort of how I'm feeling.
And it's a complicated enough game that if you're playing multiple armies, and you might only get a handful of games in between updates, and so you don't really have a chance to learn it all the way through.
Yeah.
It's hard.
That's somewhat true. Yeah. We'll see. When I went to Adepticon, I was supposed to go to, instead of going to Adepticon on that Sunday, we were actually not going to have a hobby stream, and I was going to go to a RTT.
A tournament, yeah.
Because I just want some reps in.
Where you do try hard.
Where I do try a little harder. So yeah, we shall see. But my plan to turn it around is reps, but also I don't really care if I turn it around. That said, it is also the case where like if it's like a whole spring goes by and Zach hasn't won a single game, the show becomes unenjoyable when Zach's on stream because it's like, cool, we'll just watch this guy lose. Right. Vino, thank you. Happy Easter to you too, Vino. Happy Easter to everybody, folks at home.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, folks. Enjoy eating rabbit eggs. We do actually have some
rabbit eggs.
Meg dropped off some stuff we got from England. These the Cadbury mini eggs somebody got for us in England. That was nice of them. We actually get these here, but that's fine. That's great. Now, what I did have, Brett, that I wish we had gotten from England, they try out like the new flavors there. What we did have there was what we did have there were orange flavored ones, chocolate orange flavored ones.
Chocolate orange. So these are chocolate?
Yeah.
Okay.
We had these before. We had these in
they're just Eastery things, Cadbury things.
Yeah, there's chocolate.
Yeah, is Cadbury a British company?
Yeah.
It sounds British.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Will you be re-rating places for whether there's Brett sightings? We'll get there.
Whether there's Brett. Oh yeah, that was a thing that happened.
The Brett level.
The hobby show. Yeah. The rating system.
Okay. Brett, let's go through some. Well, I'm going to go through some slideshow pics here more. It's giveaway time also. So let me let's go here with the Neve Black Talon picture, and then I'm going to do a giveaway here. Let's see. Now the way this works is I click choose winner, and then it should tell you guys in chat who won.
All right, remember, if you want to be, we're going to be doing this all day long today for the next 2.5 hours. If you want to be part of a giveaway, just type giveaway, all one word, in chat. Oh, sweet.
Okay, it looks like...
Congratulations, Ty.
It looks like Ty won. Did it post that? Yeah, it did. Okay, cool.
Sweet. Nightbot. Thanks, Nightbot.
Okay, next giveaway in 30 minutes. I think you have to type giveaway again. Maybe Meg can confirm that or not. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm gonna go through some pictures here. We've got this was our view that I found this view and I was like, oh, here's how I want our streams to be.
Yeah, with this in the background.
Yeah, with this
very on brand.
Very on brand. Neve Black Talon here. This was so you can kind of get a sense. It was at a huge location, right, Brett? The Adepticon.
A new location. Last year it was in Schaumburg, Illinois, but it moved to the Baird Center in Milwaukee, which is a big convention center.
This place was great.
It was cool.
It was great.
It was almost too big.
Yeah, Dan Roberts, our friend, who's of Blood Bowl Hobby Collab fame, was.
Dan was there. I didn't even know Dan was
there.
there.
Yeah, Dan was there. He was telling me that previously you're like walking through the halls, kind of like nudging people, like it's crowded, and he was like, "It's really nice. It feels spacious."
Yep. But like to be fair, like to my point about it being too big, there were parts of the show that I didn't even know existed. Like
yeah, you go like down a hallway and there'd still be like Adepticon going on.
And there'd be like stuff on the first floor, and then there'd be nothing on the second floor, and then there'd be more stuff on the third floor, and then you go through a hallway sideways to a different part of the building, and there'd be a fourth floor, but only in that other part of the building.
Yeah.
And so if you didn't like study the map ahead of time, unfortunately there was an app that had the map in it. I didn't download that because I'm a grognard about apps.
But the app was actually pretty good.
My new thing in 2025
but also I get it. Yeah.
You know the saying, this meeting could have been an email?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the new saying in 2025 is, this app could have been a web site.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's essentially what that app was, by the way, Brett.
It was just a website, yeah.
Well, what was cool about the app is you get the app, I forget what it's called, C-Event?
C-Event, yeah.
C-Event, and then you download the pack for Adepticon into the app, and that pack is essentially a bunch of PDFs.
Yeah. Okay. Annoying. Why do you make me download an app to my phone?
Yeah.
Why can't I just use a web browser?
I'm
getting old. I'm complaining about
stuff.
Well,
it's funny. Paul, the guy that helped us organize everything for the iOS guy, he had me download it, and then I never used it. Or felt like I needed to use it, honestly.
I just relied on everyone else around me having it downloaded and asked them where is this room?
But honestly, it's sort of a testament. Honestly, like I'm saying that, and if Paul's watching, he's probably like, God damn it. But it's sort of a testament to how well things were run.
Yeah.
Because I really didn't need it. Like it was very easy to just ask a random person or like see the signage and just go. Yeah. It was a really great place. Brett, this is a you picture?
Oh, this is me. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we are now into, I took some pictures, not as many as I had hoped, mostly of games and people. You're not going to see any pictures of food from me. My typical Adepticon experience is I'll sign up for 1 or 2 events, gaming-related events, and then spend the rest of the time just wandering around doing demos. Some of the demos they've made so you have to sign up for in advance via the registration system, but that's mostly just so that they can sort of stagger people so you don't have like 20 people showing up all at once and then nobody for the next hour. So this was the 2 events I did this year were Battlefield Gothic and Adepticon. This is my my second game at the Battlefield Gothic event. So I brought my Tau. This is against a Space Marine player. I forget his name. I'm bad. I wrote everyone's names down on a piece of paper so that when we got to today, I would have all of that information. And then a week ago, I threw that piece of paper out. It was like, what do I need this for? Completely forgetting that I had saved it for a reason. But yeah, I played in the Battlefield Gothic tournament. It's like the one place in the country, the one time a year when you can play competitive Battlefield Gothic, which is interesting. I don't know if it's like a good thing. It's a super old game that has some weird
balance issues, right?
Weird abusable issues. Yeah. So maybe not the best game to. It's not like fair, you know. Mm-hmm. Depending on how much time we have, you might get me to rant a little bit about
Let's
about
go
that.
through more, but then sure, we love a good rant. You know that. We actually have a lot of pictures
Yeah.
together.
So this is my
Oh,
army.
this is super cool. Tell us about what you did with this. This is very cool.
Yeah, so I right before like 3 days before the event, I was like, my thing for Adepticon this year was like I was super busy. I've had a lot going on, and so I didn't want to paint and commit to painting any new models because I was like, oh, then I'll get in this like rush right before the event, and I don't really have time to be in a rush. But 3 days before the event, I committed. I'm not going to paint any new models, but 3 days before, I did decide to paint a display board because I'd seen some people with some pretty dope display boards at Adepticon previous years for Battlefield Gothic in particular. And the guy who won Best Painted last year had one of these cool display boards. So I went to Target. I bought a $19 charcuterie board. I painted it with the.
What made you do this? What made you pick a charcuterie?
Because that's what you use, like a tray. You use like a little like
Right, to carry around.
carry around. You just want a round piece of wood. And I was like, oh, it's got a handle too. That's fine. I'll put what I ended up doing was I put my little name badge in the handle, so it like propped it up. It actually worked out really well.
Okay.
I painted it with the Vanta Black is Black paint that we have, and then freehanded this sun.
Yeah, it looks
I
amazing.
airbrushed a base coat with a curve and then did just a ton of stippling with sponges to get these solar effects. And I ended up winning Best Painted.
Yes, let's see it.
I got an award, guys. Check it out. I got a Adepticon award.
Here, show us in the shoulder cam. It's actually quite nice.
Adepticon.
Yeah. Very good, Brett. Nice job. Yeah. The thing that you made like the day before is super cool. I remember you brought like you showed us and we were like, "Whoa, this is so cool."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's a good feeling, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
I've never won Best Painted before for anything. So
It's awesome.
That was super exciting.
earned.
Everyone was super into it. I was laughing so hard on the inside when my name got called because I was like, I brought this on. This is the third time I've been to Adepticon. Nobody's really looked twice at my army. The one time I bring a display board, which admittedly is kind of cool, I win a painting.
But it's interesting to see how like all it took was you to just get a spark and be like, "Cool, I'm gonna go crank this out in like one day."
Yeah.
And there it is.
It was an evening of work. I'm sure. Yeah, like we have this like sort of, it's become a bit of a meme on the channel about how like display boards win painting events, and it like this is like classic example.
Well, this is a fine display board. I mean, this is easy to put in your luggage, and this one
totally. Yeah, I know.
insane.
I flew on a plane with this for sure.
You played a really cool Aeronautica game that I want you to talk about a bit. But one thing I was just going to say is this is a huge Aeronautica game. This must have been kind of fun.
Yeah, so
we've never played this. I've never played one this big.
Right. Yeah. The second event I played in was the Narrative Aeronautica event. So this was not meant to be competitive. This was meant to be a narrative thing. They had a bunch of custom missions that they'd written. This was a 2v2 game played on a 4x6 board, which is a big board for like even 1v1 games typically aren't played on 4x3 boards. So
this is large even for
this is large.
2v2.
Yeah, and you can see there's two sort of smaller pillars in the center of the map, and both sides were trying, like the objective of this mission was to land troops on top of those pillars. So they were height 3, altitude 3, and so you had to sort of conduct a landing maneuver, which there are rules for in the game, to land at height 3 onto these pillars. And so both players on each side were meant to include transports, and we were both trying to land troops with those transports onto these pillars. So it was cool. The terrain, we've joked in the past about like how making terrain for a game that doesn't have rules for terrain is kind of hilarious, but they did that, and it looked really, really good.
It looks super cool. Now, were there rules for the train? Like you could smash into these. You couldn't go into these.
Yeah, you had to dodge.
I like that.
All the terrain was infinitely tall, except for the two pillars that you were trying to land on, which were height 3. So you could use the terrain to block line of sight. You could use, and you had to not run into them. And then also the ones in the middle only block line of sight if you were height 3 or lower. And you could only smash into them if you were height 3 or lower.
It'd be really cool, Brett, to do these with like arches. And
you
have
could
like
go through them.
Yeah, have like height 1 and 2. You can go through this arch, but 3, 4, and 5 you crash into it.
Yeah, I mean, you can see a couple of the pieces there were arches, but the arches were really small, and they didn't include rules for those.
Yeah, I mean it's a bit much, but still.
It's still neat.
Yeah, there is an arch there. Yeah, that would
it's
be
still
cool.
neat.
So
Okay, this is the narrative aeronautica event, and I won an award too here.
We have pictures here. Yeah, wait, should we go back?
Yeah, I won an award at this event too. I won Best Sportsman.
Yeah, this
I got a trophy.
This is also quite a good trophy here.
This is cool.
Let me, there it is. It's got some verdigris on it.
Yeah.
Here, we'll get a look at it down here too.
Okay. So here's what
This is actually pretty nice. This is a cool trophy.
Yeah. So it's a 3D printed top with like a little painted grot. This is a grot bomb, which is a thing that exists in Aeronautica. And they 3D printed a grot bomb with a grot in it, and that the bomb didn't explode. And he's getting out, and he's like, "Whew, I made it." But yeah, apparently I was the least jerky person there. Not that nobody was a jerk there, but yeah, it was cool. It was a super fun event. And we just played the one game. Some other people played 2 games, but ours kind of went. This is actually another fun detail. It went all the way to 12 turns, Zach. We've joked how
it never
Aeronautica
happens.
games go like 3 turns, and then you're like, all right, I see the writing on the wall. Let's just call it. Or there's also rules for. I guess we didn't use the rules for disengaging because you're supposed to like each round check to see if you have less than 25% of your models left, and if so, the rest like bug out and go home. We didn't use those rules. We just fought to the end, but the game was super tense, and it went all the way to 12 turns, and my team, with me and my teammate, we ended up winning on the 12th turn.
Oh, fun!
And it came down to like we had one plane that had transport capacity, was trying to land the troops. We had killed all of their transports. And so we had one plane left with troops in it. It had 1 health remaining, and it was trying to land. And the landing maneuver is very prescribed. You have to like conduct this very prescribed maneuver. And so in a game where you have to sort of pre-plan your movement,
you could get there and not be able to do it.
Also, if your opponent knows what you're trying to do, land these troops, they can just line up so they've got a perfect shot on you as you're trying to land.
Right.
It's very easy to do that. And so, our opponent...
Or you can get bombing run.
Bombing,
If you got bomb, I mean, you're gone. Bombs are so powerful. Yeah. Ground bombs,
they had
gone.
1 Thunderbolt left. Was all they had left on turn 12. And she lined it up so she had a perfect shot. And she was at close range. And the Thunderbolts only roll 3 dice at close range. She rolled her 3 dice looking for 5s and didn't get any in it, and we ended up winning. But
that's very close, actually.
Super close.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, super fun game. But there was more. You have another. What's the next picture there?
Yeah. So you were on like a Twitch stream, right?
Yeah. So,
Lead Pursuit, these guys.
So the name of the podcast is called Lead Pursuit. They were the folks running this Aeronautica event. And they are a gaming club, I think, in Alabama. And it's just a group of folks who are super into airplane games. Aeronautica being GW's airplane game, and then also they're really into Blood Red Skies.
Okay.
And they have on their website, Lead Pursuit, if you search for it, they have like mods they've made, rules mods, as well as like they've done like aftermarket products, like add-on STLs that you can print, and
interesting.
They have a graphic designer or a digital designer on their team, and he's made like alternate sculpts for different aircraft that you can buy physical models of on the website.
That's awesome.
So they're super into it. It's high production value. They've got a lot of talented sort of creative types on their team and their group. And they're running this narrative campaign within their team, within their gaming club. Mm-hmm. And in this narrative campaign, the Tau are like the NPC bad guys. It's like they've made Aeronautica into a role-playing game almost. They've got like names for all the pilots, and they're leveling up, and they've got an experience system, and they're layering on these extra sort of leveling up mechanic rules. But yeah, the tower, like the bad guy aliens in this, and they're all the player characters are all Imperials. And so when I messaged him and was like, hey, I've got these old Aeronautica models, I'm coming to your narrative event. Are you okay if I bring some of these older models and proxy them as, proxy an orca as a tiger shark? Also, I have the manta. I don't know what we would ever use it for, but like if you want to use it as a ground bombing run, a mission objective or something. And he got super excited. He was like, yes, absolutely, you can proxy. But also, if you want to stick around after the event on Sunday, we're going to be doing the next installment of our narrative campaign that we're running on Twitch,
Right.
that we're putting on the internet. Like, if you're down, like, bring your models, bring the manta, and you'll get to be the bad guy. He's like, I've just been normally controlling the Tau as like the GM for the event, but like we'll have you on as a guest. You can like play with your models and run them as the bad guy in this campaign that we're running. And so I did that. And so this is the group that I played with on Sunday. And
was it 2v2?
it was me as the Tau versus these two folks on the left, and I'm again unfortunately not able to remember their names because I wrote them down and
threw the paper away.
threw the paper away.
Yeah.
But yeah,
classic.
actually all three of them played characters.
Okay.
So I had the manta, and I was just trying to get it across the table was the mission, and I had some support aircraft flying with me as like escorts, and then the manta could deploy remoras in it as like a defensive measure.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, we did that, and they ended up again killing the manta on the last turn. It got down to like, it had a lot of wounds left. It had like 12 health remaining or something on the last turn.
Yeah.
And they had to do like 12 damage to it in one round, or else I was going to get off the board. And I felt super good about that. I was like, it's fine, I got this. And this woman in the pink shirt, she just like picks up 9 dice and rolls like 7 5s and 6s with it, and like blows it up on the last. Does exactly the number.
That must have been cool for her because she missed
Yeah.
killing you in the previous game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cool, and a lot of fun, and everyone had a good time.
So that would be on Lead Pursuit, which if you
Lead
search on
Pursuit.
Twitch, you would also find that
Yeah,
stream,
and
right?
they also have a YouTube channel, and they posted the VOD on that as well.
on the YouTube.
On
Okay.
YouTube, yeah.
You with some old gaming buddies.
Yeah, I took this picture when they all had food in their mouths, and
Yeah,
so
that's great.
everyone looks weird. But these are the people that I went to Adepticon with. I had booked my reservation before I knew you and Cire were going to be there, Zach. So
Oh, that's
I was
okay.
planning to meet up with these guys. These are some friends from the East Coast. We meet at Adepticon every year. Sorry, our traditional visit to Buffalo Wild Wings. They're probably annoyed that I'm showing this picture.
I actually kind of wish we had gone to Buffalo. I like Buffalo Wild Wings, but the one out here sucks. Let's see. This was
Random boat
Yeah.
game.
This is not Blood and Plunder.
This is not Blood and Plunder.
Okay.
No, this is. I love Adepticon for this shit exactly. Like, you just
Right,
walk
right,
around
right.
the halls at like 7 p.m. and there's a bunch of guys who play one game that doesn't have any. That's like homebrew rules. All these boats are scratch built with popsicle sticks, and they just talk on some email listserv and plan to meet up once a year to play this like massive, like all weekend long game. And so I don't know what they're voting on here. They're all got their thumbs in the air, but I walked by as they were doing some like vote on something
Okay.
with their thumbs.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is peak Adepticon right here. I need
Yeah.
to get a picture of this.
It's perfect.
I love it. One guy's got a weird hat on.
I see you snapped a picture of a train.
Another random picture from like a cool terrain board that happened to have a train on it. This one, it's a Lionel track. So they used actual scale model train hardware and then like grim darkified it up, which I thought was awesome.
Pretty awesome.
So I thought folks would appreciate this. Not much else to talk about.
Okay, let's see. Keep going here. We got there's a lot of pictures. Oh, so this is me and Cire with Seabalk. He's in our Discord.
Oh yeah.
Seabalk is the older guy. His son, I think, is in our Discord. But Seabalk, this is kind of funny. Seabalk was really more of the fan. And it's funny because you're like, you're used to, like, you would assume it'd be. Do you need something I have over
No,
here?
I was just looking at how you'd done it, and I really liked the way you did it.
I just kind of
Yep.
did a few random. You're like, oh, mom, I want to go meet these streamers I know.
Yeah,
and it turns out it's the dad.
The dad who's like super jazzed.
Yeah, and Seabulk, couple funny things. One, he smuggled in for us. Now I'm forgetting the name of this. They're like this local beer that they had there that was really good. It kind of reminded me of Yingling Lager. Do you remember what it was called?
No, but I know what you're talking about.
He smuggled in a 6-pack of it. Cire and I each had one, but then some lady who worked there made us open all of them, and so we couldn't take them back or do anything with them. But Paul, the organizer, and a few of his friends ended up drinking them, so they didn't go to waste. He also brought us cheese curds, the fresh cheese curds.
The fresh ones. Okay.
And I like to have cheese sticks for breakfast because it's just like a little piece of energy, clean energy, protein.
Protein, yeah.
And I found that they served that purpose. So it was actually really nice because Cire would go to the gym every morning and then he would eat like a huge breakfast sandwich. And then we would eat lunch together. But I don't go to the gym in the morning. I wasn't going to the gym. So instead I just want like a small so they're kind of perfect for that. Anyway, he was a super cool guy. Him and his son were doing Infinity.
Oh, nice.
The Infinity tournament, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Here I am with Hadi.
Yes.
Hadi. Hadi, I think, was in the chat earlier.
Yep.
Hadi was super cool. He was running an event. We were busy. He was busy. Hadi, I wish we'd gotten to talk more.
He was doing the Spearhead event?
He was doing the Spearhead event the next day, and then he was in the Sigmar event. I wish we'd gotten to talk more. I felt like every time he came over to talk, we were like dealing with some tech issue or something.
Yeah.
So I hope I get to see him next Adepticon.
It's a busy, like when you're doing a live stream, there's like, you have like these very short moments of downtime when you're just like, whew, I gotta collect myself. I got a minute to collect myself here, but then it's mostly just a lot of freaking out all the time about something.
Right. This guy's YouTube name is Psychomancer or something like that. He's in our YouTube. He played Daughters of Cain.
Oh, cool.
He was kicking butt on day one. I think he went 3-0 and then lost both of his games the next day. Yeah. And he kept coming back to me. He's like, yep, I got my buffs off. Oh, didn't get my buffs off. And that was it. And I'm like, yeah, that's Liberty was asking earlier why I'm losing so many games. Daughters of Cain, it's like, can I roll 3 up? Oh, cool. You're probably now getting 100 attacks at Ren 2, and you're just going to, anything I touch is going to die. Oh, nope, I didn't get it. So now I'm like wounding on 4s and all kinds of
And GW classically feels like that's how to balance games. I don't know. I feel like Age of Sigmar is maybe this is my one complaint about Age of Sigmar is they're like, oh, an ability feels too powerful. Let's just make it work on a 3-up.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
well,
no, that's not how you balance it. It's not like...
With Daughters, him and I were kind of talking. With Daughters, the thing is, you just take a bunch of different buffs.
Yeah.
And then you look at your combat stat line on something like Witch Elves, and you're like, okay, well, look, I'm about to go in with this unit. I did get +1 attack, so I'm 4 attacks now. That's pretty crazy. And I did get +1 rend. So I'm rend 2 on the charge. That's pretty amazing. But I didn't get +1 to wound. So I'm wounding on 4s.
Yeah.
Or like maybe you did get the +1 to wound. Or this unit got the 5-up ward. So like, oh, now I need to do... It's just like... That's actually how I think they're balanced. It's like a bunch of little gambles.
Right.
And if they all go off, your opponent's screwed. And if they all don't go off, you're screwed.
But I guess maybe it'd be better if they went off... or maybe they do in this case. Like, do they go off in the hero phase?
Yes. So then you have to plan.
So you have some
no, not all of them.
Plan.
Some of them in the combat.
Because the worst ones are like, oh, I charged in...
Phase,
and I expected this buff to go off.
You can't. Yeah, you can't play around that, right? There's the Slaughter Queen is start a combat roll on a 3-up. Somebody gets +1. A unit gets +1 attack. You can't do anything about that. I forget this person's username, in our Discord, but was walking around with the shirt and saw me.
Is this Professor?
No, no, I don't think Professor is there. If you see this and you remind me of your username in Discord. Here's Cire with Timbit. I don't know what they're looking at here. Some small trinket that they're both amused by. Classic Cire and Timbit.
classic artsy people who are good at painting.
Yeah, like,
amused
oh,
by
look at,
small
whoa, we
trinkets.
found a thing on the ground. Here's me with Dan from Bear Calf Painting. Dan was super awesome. It was great to meet him finally in person. We hung out with him. He was doing a lot of networking at the event, which was cool. He's a good networker.
Which worked out really well for
Yeah,
him.
he's a good networker. I had a great time with Dan. He also hooked us up with some of the interviews we did for our Goofy interview video.
Yeah, which if you haven't seen it yet, is peak content.
Thanks, Brett. Yeah, he hooked us up with Victoria Miniatures. We got to talk to her. She's a super cool lady, and a few other people. So thanks, Dan. Great to see you. Great to hang out. This is the final. This was Dylan versus John. A cool game. Everybody was really enamored by Dylan.
Yeah.
Being a snazzy dresser
He had
and
a
generally
well-dressed-
good-looking dude.
Yep.
But he lost. And he
Is
lost.
Dylan the Cities player?
He's the Cities player, and
yeah,
his
and
Cities.
he won LVO, right?
No, that's a different.
Different.
Very
Snazzy,
similar list.
well-dressed Cities player. Okay.
No, I wouldn't say Jeremy was snazzy or well dressed,
Oh.
but he did win.
He did win with
And
Cities.
He did win. He did win with Cities. Oh, and Zealot Hobbies. That was you. Yeah. Actually, I want to talk about Zealot Hobbies for a second. We used some of your stuff in yesterday's game, by the way, Zealot. I don't know if you were there or not, or if you saw on the live stream. And then you see Zealot Hobbies dropped off all of these sticks. A lot of people are making 3D measuring sticks.
Yep.
And when people give me different 3D measuring sticks that they're making, in fact, actually, this shot right here is amazing. It shows the 3 things people have been making at their homes. That in the past year, I'm like, these are actually really good.
Actually, really useful.
So the one is we use, and I forget the name of the company. You see down at the bottom left. We use those on our stream now. I got us 2 sets of those, Brett. I don't know if you've been enjoying them in the games.
Yep.
The measuring sticks.
Yep.
Those things are great, and they're good for travel too because they have a magnetic lid that sits on top of them. Then you see this is Scooter and oh my gosh, why am I blanking on his brother? Caleb are these 2 brothers, super tall dudes. They were at LVO on our streams. They make this score tracker. Now the score tracker is interesting. Those guys make all the little clips for it too, so you can see the battle tactics. Obviously, those are going to be not useful in about a few months.
Right.
And it remains to be seen if the score tracker itself will even be useful, or I'm sure these guys will come up with something new.
Yeah, it just has the potential to have a limited life if
It has the potential to have a
the game
limited life.
changes. Yeah.
Now, I will say this. Zealot Hobbies then has these red, blue, and black, and green and black measuring sticks kind of in the front. They're really nice. And he puts just, you can tell, a little bit more love into it than the average person making measuring sticks does. So, Zealot, I'm actually going to be emailing you. We have not caught up to this thing we want to do yet. Cire and I talked a lot about what we would like to, some things we'd like to work with you on for some projects. We have some ideas we think you're going to love, and we think will be cool for both us and you. But they're very good measuring sticks. Zealot Hobbies, Zealot, put your... tell us how to find your thing here. Post it if you can in chat. Really good stuff. Like just the kind of weird. Like you don't normally get handed a 3D measuring stick from somebody being like, "Wow, this is extra awesome."
And they were at Adepticon or at LVO too, right? I saw. I
don't think he was there.
I thought I saw him with those measuring products at
Oh, maybe he was.
LVO
Maybe he was.
too.
He might have been. Zealot, were you at LVO? He was at LVO, but not officially. Okay. This was our first Spearhead game, I want to say. There you go. You see what it looks like from our view.
Nice. Yeah. Because you guys also live streamed the Spearhead event, right?
We did. That was interesting. Here was the swag bag at Adepticon. For those who bought it for $90, you upgrade your $90 ticket for $90 more.
Yep.
And you got a Skaven Tide box.
Yep.
Among other stuff.
Adepticon, yeah. So it's
talk to me because I think I know what you're going to say here.
It's kind of an interesting thing. Like the value is always there. If you just want models and you don't care what they are, like buying the swag packet, the VIP swag package at Adepticon you'll always get like 2 to 3x the amount that you spend on it back in product.
Yeah.
But you have no guarantee what it is. It might be a GW product. It might not be a GW product. It might be the giant starter, the giant $240 starter set for some third-party game that no one's ever heard of.
Right, which could be cool.
Which could be cool. It might be, but also like the normal concern with third-party games that no one's ever heard of is like who you play with.
Who are you gonna play?
Well, turns out
Starter
like 4,000 people just got the starter set. So
Yeah.
there's probably some of your friends that you went to Adepticon with. Well, you and them now have the same box set for a potentially cool game. So maybe that sort of solves that problem actually. But yeah, if you don't play AOS and you have no interest in playing AOS, this is, or maybe even if you do play AOS but don't play Skaven,
Right.
or Stormcast, maybe this isn't exciting for you.
Well,
but the value is insane. The value.
On the plus side, I told Cire, I was like, I told Cire, I said, you know what, we're going to be getting offered these all weekend, and surely we were, and we knew we couldn't take anything back.
Oh, people were trying to give them to you?
Parts of them, right? Because we took our whole studio, so we didn't have any room. But we did end up with a new set of cards. We came back with another set of the General Handbooks cards and some Spearhead stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and if nothing else, there's going to be a lot of it on the secondary market for people who don't play.
Listen, it's a great time to start a Stormcast army, especially. And this or Skaven and Stormcast in the box are cool. It's a good box.
Why don't we run we have a giveaway.
We do need to run the giveaway. Sorry, let me just talk about this thing real quick. The cool thing about this is, Brett, this is a life-size Archeon.
Yes.
Yeah, that's.
I remember you posting that.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, they actually made him. That's like how big he is. And there's Cire, and there's.
And Cire is a big dude.
He's not super tall, but he is kind of.
Who do you think would win in a fight, Archeon or Cire?
Probably Cire.
Probably Cire. Yeah. Archeon looks. I mean, he's compensating for something, right?
Type giveaway if you haven't. Here we go.
Type giveaway, all one word, in the chat.
Wait, does this mean Meg could win potentially, or tie again? Let's see.
Yeah, but I think we just rerun.
Ty, if you win again, you're not winning.
You're not winning again.
You're not winning again, Ty.
Well,
you won again, Ty. So we're gonna you didn't win again, Ty.
You didn't win.
All right, mini mare, which awesome. Yay, thank you, mini mare. Yeah. Ty, congratulations on almost winning twice.
Almost winning twice.
But we're gonna give it to mini mare.
Yep.
Who we met, which is super cool. Brett, I think Meg is about to kick you out.
She is.
Wait, but before you go, Brett, we need to do one thing. Meg, sorry, one sec. We need to have a piece of fairy bread.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So Meg made this for us.
What is fairy about it?
So this is, I'll eat this gross one.
Is there a story here?
So yeah, apparently Polychrome, who is from Sweden, but lives in the Netherlands. Takes a lot of issue with this, that people in the Netherlands apparently take a piece of butter bread, or toast in this case,
put sprinkles
on top
chocolate.
of it.
Wait.
There's rainbow and chocolate sprinkles on this one. Meg, I'm not sure you're supposed to mix this.
Do they call them sprinkles in the Denmark, in the Sweden, or do they call them jimmies?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's have them though. Oh, here.
I'm into it.
Well, the thing is, I was skeptical, and Polly was making fun of it, and I get why he was making fun of it. He repeatedly would make jokes about how adults eat this. But their sprinkles are better than ours. Our sprinkles are bullshit in the U.S. Like they're literally.
Are these European sprinkles or US? Okay.
We're from Paragon sprinkles.
Okay. Yeah, this is amazing. Like the sprinkles actually had sweetness. It's sort of like enriched bread. Like a lot of breads, you'll get like the Hawaiian bread and stuff that have like sugar in it, and it's good. Like sweet bread is a thing, and it's. I mean, well, if you're in the mood for it.
Yeah.
It makes it a sweet bread.
Also,
thanks, Polly.
Everyone was telling me, well, they have better bread in the Netherlands than U.S. That's true, but also not true. This is the thing Europeans struggle with as a concept, that the U.S. is huge.
Oh.
We have different regions.
Yeah.
And, yes, we have the worst of everything, but we also probably have I'm going to guess the best loaf of bread ever made by anyone was made in the U.S.
Somewhere in the U.S.
Not in Europe. Maybe Italy or France. But we have the best of everything also. This is really good bread.
It's really good bread.
It doesn't have sugar in it.
All right. I'm going to let... Are we done? Can I...
Can I go?
Can I go? I'm gonna give up my seat for Meg. Meg, these green ones are mostly done. You could just move on from them, or you could keep zhuzhing them up. There's more here, or you could move on and do these red ones.
Cool.
Okay. Brett, can I give you the plate to take out of the room?
Don't forget your fairy bread.
Here, I'll just put it here. Yeah, actually pretty good. Polly, I will say that I think it's better than I thought it was going to be. Meg and I have had it a few different ways now. We had the classic with the color vanilla sprinkles. Last night we actually had it with peanut butter and chocolate. We used the peanut butter. We used the chocolate sprinkles.
Yeah.
We put peanut butter on lightly toasted bread.
My idea.
Yeah.
I thought that would be
It was
okay.
it was
That's
quite
good.
it was quite
That's
good.
yeah, Brett's right though. Or you? Who was talking about the sprinkles? The sprinkles are
The U.S. sprinkles
not
are
like
BS.
our sprinkles.
Yeah, right.
That's why it was so off-putting, I think, to me. I'm like,
As a concept,
this
when
is
we were
just
hearing about
piles
it,
of sugar and chemicals.
the U.S. sprinkles
Hey,
are
guys.
not good at all. Yeah. Okay. Meg.
Oh, I'm glad we ended with the fairy bread because when I was out there, I was like, oh, right, we should do a goal. So, of course, I made a goal.
Yeah.
So you guys, come on, torture us some more. The goal is to hit 10 Liberties. That will count because it was a $5 donation. I came up with this too late. Zach and I will split this fairy bread after pouring a bunch of salmiak on it. That's what we'll do if we hit the goal.
Okay,
it's 10 super chats of worth $5 or more.
Oh, not even $2.
No, not that. No.
Okay.
If these guys are gonna make us eat this, then
Okay.
it needs to be worth it.
Hey,
So there you go.
But before we move on, Rudy Picardo, thank you for the support as always. Rudy says, Happy Easter from Italy, Hobby Club family. Working on weathering some
Yeah, I
container
spelled it
crates and Necron terrain from Tabletop Terrain. Any ideas on how to weather Necron terrain played mostly on a lava volcano game mat?
You didn't answer this when Brett was in here. Who could actually answer this?
Well, I can answer it too. Brett would have had good ideas. He can
Yep.
type them in.
Okay.
One of the things you can do with lava terrain
What am I doing?
stuff.
Which
Yeah,
one am I?
I'm going to show you in a
Okay,
sec,
okay,
Meg.
great.
One of the things you can do, Rudy, is just do like scorching, which honestly I would take like we're going to kind of do it today with some foam pieces. Oh no, where'd the foam? Oh, here it is. Just take some foam and like around the bottom of it, just do kind of two different colors. I would do like a dark black, like almost like Abaddon black or like a true black. And then I would do like a dark gray. And you can kind of make it look like things have been getting scorched where the terrain is touching the lava area. Otherwise, every time I've done kind of like a lava board, Rudy, I honestly haven't done a ton of... I honestly haven't done a ton of weathering on it, to be honest with you. Graphite weathering powder might also be interesting to you. Just, there's a few different ways to use weathering powder, so be careful with that. Be careful if you wet graphite weathering powder, like whether you use a fixative or water to get it to like turn into... if you use a fixative or like alcohol, it'll get wet, seep into cracks, and then dry. And that could be a good look too. That'll make it kind of look... But the problem is that it'll also darken everything, right? So if your boards are like this cream color and you use it, it'll darken it up a lot. You might not want that. That would be my recommendation. That'd be my thought.
What he said.
An actual hobby question.
I was setting up
an actual
the
hobby
next giveaway.
An
yeah.
actual hobby
It was
question.
nice, yeah.
It was nice. Yeah. Meg, do you want me to show you what we're doing, how we're doing this?
You probably should.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to weather them. Brett has done decals on the green ones.
Yeah.
I've done decals on the tan ones. I haven't done any decals on the red ones. Maybe that's okay. Or not. Yeah, maybe that's okay. They just won't have gotten spray painted or had posters put on them. You can see sort of what we're going for with that truck right there.
Yes.
So what you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of this foam.
Oh, okay. I can do this.
In a, you can actually even be smaller than
It's starting
this.
to get warm in here.
Yeah.
We're hitting that time of year.
You can
Even Meg is warm.
do this.
Oh.
Hold on one
I already
sec.
messed it up.
I'm just actually gonna toss. Is there anything I can toss this into?
Toss what?
The water.
The liquid?
Not that. Can you grab me one up there, maybe?
My coffee?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Bartok.
These are the different microsol microsets and stuff. That's why I don't want to just toss them in.
Yeah.
Okay. So we don't need these anymore.
I don't get the joke, Soups.
But
We'll get to your super chat.
now what you can do is let's use Tenebrous Gray. Actually, that Rudy got us.
Hey, Sean.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so then we're going to use Tenebrous Gray. I'm going to clean out my little water pot here. Okay, you can put some Tenebrous Gray in
That's
your...
a lot of Tenebrous Gray.
We're going to use a lot.
Okay.
You'll see. You can put some in one of your... Here you go.
My what? Oh, these.
Here, let me give it to you. Let me give you this one.
All right.
There you go. Okay, you put some Tenebrous Gray in
Hey,
that.
Rudy.
And you got your tweezers right there.
Okay.
And
Let's start little. I don't trust you. I don't believe that this is going to require that much paint. We'll see. What are we doing?
okay, so let me take my glasses off. So take a look at one of Brett's as a good example.
Yeah, this thing.
Yeah, and that's it. So you can
I'm
see
just sponging like around some corners.
corners especially. Yeah,
Okay.
is the thing. And you sometimes you want to get some of it off of the sponge, like
Yeah.
on the paper. You don't want it to be too.
There we go.
And then to make it really look better, at the end, what you're going to do is you can see. Then we're going to take some metallic paint
Yeah.
and paint a little area. And Brett and I were talking before you got here, Meg, about how this is like you can do chipping medium. You can do a lot of different ways, but this is like
Yeah.
so easy.
And when I was looking at it, I was like, did he just actually scrape away the paint? It looks good.
Which
like,
is exactly what the
what
look
you want
what
it to look
is
like.
supposed to
Yeah.
look like.
So that's cool.
Okay,
Cool.
so Meg, we have a lot to get through.
Dude, so much. We also need to let everyone know what the next giveaway is going to be, right?
What is the
in
next-
half an hour?
Oh yeah,
Let's pull that up.
Let me. So we've given away some stickers.
Yeah. So the next thing we're going to give away are patches. You're going
Patches.
to pick a patch. We'll send you a patch.
The patch also doesn't have to be sewn on; it can be Velcroed on.
Yeah, you can do either one. Yeah.
Just so you know,
I
in case
have
you
like a
can't
few.
sew.
I have a few like tops that are fuzzy, and I can just stick it there, which is nice.
We do want to remind everybody before we continue.
There's also a new word. It's not giveaway, so
oh,
you're
okay.
gonna have to pay attention because I started with a new word.
Okay. What is the new word?
I'm not gonna tell you yet.
Oh, okay. We also do just want to remind
Hello,
everybody.
how do you keep people hanging on if you give away,
that's
bury
true.
the lead too soon?
Good
Jesus.
call. Good call.
All right. Gotta string these bozos along.
burying, we
Eh.
do want to remind everybody Cire died,
Oh, yeah.
and here
Sorry,
is
Cire.
his in memoriam. And you can. We're not doing anything about this.
Yeah,
but
what
there-
can they do?
There it is.
He's just dead.
Or he
That's
might
it.
be doing Easter stuff with his family. We don't.
Could be one or the other.
We don't know. Okay. How's the sponging going, by the way?
Oh, I mean, I just started.
It's super,
fine.
it's super
Yeah,
easy
good.
though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really it's a nice it's a fun technique because it doesn't really require much effort. Meg, I didn't get through all these pictures of Adepticon yet. Let me
Okay.
keep going though. Here's Cire at Adepticon before he died.
Before he died, yeah.
Here is somebody did my idea.
Yeah, I was
independently.
I took a screenshot of this from it was a Daka. I can't remember the article that had it, and I was like, God damn it, Zach, you could have done this.
Nope, I'm
And
glad.
you would have done so much better.
I'm glad that they put their Deepkin in an aquarium. Now we can see the joke has been done. There it is. We can stop talking about it.
Oh my
All right,
God.
I want to talk about this meme that Soy Sumer made.
Yes, soy.
There are two memes today. One made by Soy Sumer, and then one later on that Liberty posted that I need to correct. There's some corrections. I'm sorry, but I'm just going to say, Liberty, you didn't make the meme, so it's not really your fault when we get to the second one. But folks, it's just bad memeing. Okay, let's take a look at this meme, Soy.
From the guy who never makes a meme
Soy Sumer.
ever.
That's fine. Okay. So John, so this came from what happened is if we hit a certain goal, me and John would hug on stream.
Yeah, for
on a
30
game-
whole seconds.
on a game for 30 seconds.
It was a great,
So
really great
this
prize.
this meme here has me and John looking like I guess we're about to hug, and then a corgi with a baseball bat that's hugging a girl coming out and scaring John off. Now, John and I both have long-term partners. I've actually been married for 15 years.
I'm pretty sure you guys have both
We've
aren't
been together.
virgins either.
Megan and I have been together for 17 years. John
Umi.
and Senia have been together, I think, for at least 4 or 5.
Umi, Zach, basically, your memes are bad and you should feel bad.
Right? Thank you, Umi.
Thanks,
Umi, that
Umi.
is correct.
Yeah,
So
that is correct.
I just don't understand the meme because John and I didn't want to do is hug each other. I'm fine hugging a girl, especially the one I've been with for 17, 18 years.
It's 17.
17 and a half.
Oh, yeah.
Almost 18, 17 and 3/4,
Holy
really.
shit, dude.
So this doesn't make any sense, Soy. So I think you need to try again.
I-
I'm going to tell you that this meme sucks. You did it wrong. Bad meme, bad memeing. You're being called out on air, Soy, for a
Sorry,
bad
Soy.
meme. This makes no sense at all. It's like you didn't watch the episode. Like you didn't. Like,
I think it was like you guys might have made a joke or something about just in general not liking hugs. I think maybe that's. I don't remember. I'm trying to like fight for you.
yeah, trying. You shouldn't have to try to fight for a meme. It should just make sense. That's anyway. I don't know what the hell this is,
It's a meme.
but try again, Soy.
Okay.
Okay, this one.
I forget who made
I think
this.
Suitsoy made this one. The implication is that I die and I go to heaven,
And they're
and
still asking you about your burger.
Someone's
but why?
asking
Why
me.
did this one come up? I don't remember why.
I don't remember either.
But it's pretty true.
it's I
Except I don't know. Would you go to heaven?
I don't know.
Would I?
Probably.
I don't think so.
I think I probably would.
Yeah, you probably would.
I don't understand. Yeah, I was trying to be nicer
Oh, a
on this.
dream.
I was trying to be nicer on this trip with random people talking to me, and I think I did a pretty good job overall. I still do think the burger guy was a little pushing the boundaries, a little over the top, but you know, I'm trying to warm up to the idea that that's okay.
That people are just nice.
People are just nice. I just thought it was weird. I was off in a corner by myself. I had food in my mouth. I don't know. It's just it was a little too much, I will say. I
You're a little
still
too much.
think it was a little too much with the burger guy. But
It's really funny because we can start talking about England, I think, after this, right? Yeah. Almost. But I really enjoyed that about England. Like, people just talk to you. People just have nice conversations with you. And I'm like, oh, I love this. I love people just randomly starting up conversation.
yeah. No, it's great. Zach, today
Yes.
I'm going to be making a waterboard. This is funny because waterboard is a torture thing.
We just watched, we just finished season 1 of White Lotus for you, and like the dad in that does the same flub.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah, waterboard.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, Steve Vaughn.
Okay, we're in England now.
Okay, so here's the damage that...
This is yeah. This is what went wrong on the way out there. So I did pack my army in that army case box that Rudy got us. And this is it. Like, this wasn't that bad. Everything else was fine.
Yeah,
Everything
it's
else- yeah.
but it's a great case. But I don't think it's good for air travel.
Probably not.
We've learned that case that it's one of those standing magnetic cases
Yeah.
Rudy got us, and it's really awesome. I think it's really good for travel down to SoCal, and quite frankly, you can kind of like
It's good for local stuff.
it's good for local stuff. We don't really like store. We display stuff on our shelves so we can grab them, use them because we use our models all the time for games. But it's also kind of good for like display / storage.
Yeah.
So I like them, but I don't think I would recommend it for air travel, to be honest.
No,
Rudy probably
but
could have told us that.
It did.
I mean, he probably did.
I was the one that picked it out
No,
and put it
I
on the
know.
list, but
Okay.
it did survive. Excuse me, you guys, I'm still kind of sick. It survived a trip out and back to Nova, so it's the entire way across the country and back.
Oh, that is true.
pretty far.
We actually have been riding it pretty hard.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, yeah.
Also, it made it out to the UK. Like, so it traveled pretty far. I think that was fine. But something happened in between Warhammer World and Bad Moon Cafe, and it all fell to pieces. So,
Yeah.
well, yeah. I think, Rudy, what I'll have to do is just get a Citadel foam case. Like, that's it. That's all there is to it.
There's a couple. Citadel makes a good one, honestly.
Yeah.
Theirs is just, if you don't want any headaches and you're just like, all right, what do I just get? And weirdly not that expensive because traveling cases are expensive.
Well, what I was essentially doing with my case was the same as a Citadel case. I'm just like packing it with bubble wrap. Like a Citadel case does that, but with foam.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what you want, so nothing moves. I really don't think it's a big deal to check a Citadel case, but if I had one that was small enough to not check, then yeah, of course I would.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a big deal to check it either, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I just...
Because again, like,
it also depends
some
what you're
stuff's
putting
going to
in
break
there.
and it's not... Anyway, it'll be like this.
Exactly. Yeah, it also depends what you're putting in a Citadel case. Like, the big thing I've been talking to people about is I haven't done a lot of long distance travel. I mean, I have with Tanova, actually, with a few AOS armies. But the thing is that my 40k armies, Tau and Soyani, are probably two of the least breakable armies. Tau are like... I mean, Tau or Guard, there's like nothing in a Tau or Guard army that's going to break. You just load it up and you're like, cool, here I go. But other armies are just a lot more fragile, and AOS armies certainly.
It just kind of, yeah, I really did like, I really like the magnetic cases best, but, you know, if you're going to muddle that up with travel, then pick one and go with that. Oh, unicorns, this is relevant. There's unicorns everywhere. I loved it. I was on a unicorn scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
And it was National Unicorn Day for, like, somehow while I was over there.
Yeah, so that's great, and I'm glad that you
great.
saw unicorns. We do have unicorns at home, but I will say, Liberty, this was the meme that I took some issue with. I love that whoever made this meme, which I know wasn't you, used a rhinoceros with two horns, because there is a subspecies of rhinoceros called the Indian rhinoceros,
Which I knew.
that has one horn. And so whatever moron made this meme was like, well, rhinoceros is, I'll use a rhinoceros with two horns. And then like...
That's kind of how Liberty sounds, yeah.
No, he didn't make the meme.
He didn't make this meme?
Well, if he did, he's going to be not happy with me because I've called out whoever made this meme.
I think it was Liberty.
There is a meme with, there is a rhinoceros with one horn.
And he chose not to use
Pretty
it.
Pretty common rhinoceros. But he used the African white rhinoceros here with its traditional two horns, not a unicorn. Nobody's saying anything in chat, so I think they're all just letting that simmer for a bit.
I think
Let's move on.
they feel bad for Liberty.
They might.
This is relevant because, you know, light switches.
Yeah.
Well, you know, outlets, not light switch.
This if Polychrome is still in chat, this
I'm
funny.
so glad that I didn't forget that we needed a converter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this thing that happens. I don't know if you guys know this. A lot of times it's kind of like a marriage cliche that I was hoping to avoid in my life, but we have chosen not to as a couple, where you don't listen to anything your husband says, but if a random stranger or anything else points something out, you're like, oh, yay, okay. So this funny thing happened on our trip to the UK where the converters, so all the UK switches,
Well, now I'm not going to listen.
all the UK light switches have a switch to turn the electricity on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Which is, well, go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
which is fine. That's fine. I don't care about that. But
Why the extra stuff?
the converter, sort of, right? The converter that you get, you plug it into the UK light switch, and it's so huge, it hits that switch and it turns that switch off.
Yeah.
And I was pointing this out for like a day to Megan Polly before you did, and I just think she wasn't listening, or she thought I was complaining or something. But I was pointing this out. I was like, why would they make it like this? Like what am I supposed to do here? And then Polly, apparently you pointed it out one time to her. And then the next day she was like, oh, did you notice this? I was like, yeah, I've been telling you this for like a day straight. Yeah, I know. But what I don't understand, all jokes aside there, what I don't understand is why or how, like, whoever made the converter, like, clearly, like, doesn't understand how England works, right? Like, how would they make all of those and not have it, like have it do that? That's so weird, right?
It is weird that they wouldn't account for that because it seemed to be like a pretty standard
quite
thing.
prevalent.
Like, oh, this is a standard thing. But we have that all the time. Like with our outlets, like you'll get a big, we'll have a USB strip that's like thin, and then you'll have a giant block that takes up like 3 slots, and I'm like, why the fuck are you doing
our
this?
Elgato
Like, why
lights,
can't there be
all of our Elgato lights take up 3 slots on a power
why
strip.
can't you do them wide or something? Like, can we just all agree on a universal size or like format for different types
orientation,
of these so that we don't block multiple outlets, blah, blah, blah. Yes.
Umi, of course, Umi, of course
Laura,
that's how...
I think your first problem is you're plugging things into light switches.
Okay, Umi, okay, of course that's where and how it was made, but that's not where and how it was designed, right? That's the problem, is like, I'm sure it was made under
I love these mini eggs.
They're good. But we have, you can get those over there at the store. Those are not from the UK uniquely. You can get those.
Yeah, we'll compare the ingredients and see if we can get these from the store.
Well, what I like is, it's probably the same ingredients. They're probably made. Yeah. Anyway, what I like that we had over there that were the orange flavored ones. Mm-hmm. We don't have those ones here. But yeah, we got mini eggs at home.
Yeah, but the chocolate is different. Like Polly said.
Chocolate's the same, but...
Okay, here's a bunch of food that we ate. We gotta go through the food, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's some Indian on the left. Baguette thing on the right.
Mm-hmm.
The Indian... Oh. No, it's fine. Who cares? No one cares.
Okay.
Umi liked the C's. I'm so glad you like the C's, Umi. No, there's nothing much to say here. That's fine. This is all Indian food we had never had before, right? It was from... Is this from... Oh, no. This was when we went out with Soups and Cire.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. We can move on. Sorry.
Yeah, all the Indian food was super good.
It was good. When we had it in Nottingham, it was from a totally different region and a lot of seafood, which I was not used to.
Yeah.
It was good.
It was good. There's kind of a funny thing with Indian food. In general, there's this very funny thing that happens in the UK, where I want to start off by saying that when it comes to spicy food, I would say I'm probably like an average level spicy food liking person. You might be slightly below average for an American.
I mean, it's fine. I just don't really care about it. Like, I don't get any extra joy out of it.
Same. I'm not like, oh, I want to put this super hot sauce all over my food.
I don't have like a small dick that I need to compensate
Exactly. And I think a lot of people do when it comes to spicy food. But I think you and I really agreed with a hot take right there. Like, I think there's a common thing if you have a small penis.
16 years.
Small penis to be like, oh, guys, watch me put this chili pepper in my mouth and not care. Like, cool, dude.
Cool, I'm going to go get laid.
High five, yeah. Anyway, however, I will say this is pretty funny. The UK, bless their hearts, they would get spicy food for us, and we would eat it and be like, oh, yeah, it's real spicy, guys.
Of course they don't like spicy food. They don't even put salt in their food.
They,
that savory pie on the top with the bone sticking out, that is the best thing I ate in the UK.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking love that lamb shank pie. It was in Camden. It was at Black, what was it? What was the name of the place?
I don't know, but we went again, and they didn't have it.
Tell us in chat, Soups. And they actually had salt. They actually had
this
enough
place's
salt
food was
in
legit.
The freaking pie. Dark Horse Pub, thank you.
Dark Horse.
Everything else, I was like, we had Domino's. We had Domino's with Soups and Cire, and I was like, the crust needs salt. Like, I'm not doing it because it's fucking crazy to add salt to Domino's.
A pizza crust.
I was like, but there's no salt.
So
that's one thing Americans got right.
Yeah.
We're right. You guys don't use salt. It's crazy.
So I have
crazy.
The food was overall quite good.
Otherwise.
But there's also a lot of food there that I was like, oh, that's
super comfort, good comfort food. Yeah.
The funny thing about the British food is the best food I had in England was English food. Like, anytime I had food that wasn't English food, with the exception of Indian food, which was really good, But again, we got Indian food at home. We have the world's largest Indian diaspora in the next town over, Sunnyvale, California.
We
so
do?
it's the U.S.'s largest Indian
okay.
diaspora. So
But not the world's. It's
might-
America isn't the world.
it might be one of the world. I don't know. It might be anyway. Because London's not a diaspora; they're from there, right? So, but anyway, like we have really good Indian food here in the Bay Area, but the best food that I had in the UK that I will miss is actual like British English food. And a lot of it we have the ingredients for. I just don't cook. Like I don't do a lot of baking and pastry stuff, right? So we're I'm not going to make it at home. But Meg's right. I didn't have this pie, but Meg and I went back on like a date day, and she took me to this place to eat this lamb shank pie, but they were out. But instead we got a chicken mushroom one. It was amazing. It was really good. Their peas were good.
Right there?
No,
that's a different one.
No,
Okay.
that's one of those Yorkshire pudding things. Isn't it?
Okay.
Fries in the UK, not as good as fries in the US.
Oh.
They use
They just needed more salt, but otherwise, I thought they were great.
they use a yellow potato, not a russet potato. So they're not as like crispy and airy in the middle. They're more like
Well, I enjoyed
they're
them.
more like a stodgy potato.
I guess.
Yeah.
I like them a lot. I mean, what I liked was that fries came with everything. Fries were always an option. Fries are my favorite. It turns out I actually like fries more than burgers.
I liked the brown gravy stuff on top of my fries.
Oh, and this is like our cheeky trip to Nando's, because that's a thing.
So Nando's, that's the spicy one I want to
Yeah.
talk about.
There it is.
I tried the spiciest level at Nando's. It
had some kick.
It
yeah,
had
for
some.
sure.
It
But
was
I was
there.
like, oh, I can tolerate this.
It was there.
This is fine.
There was an attempt. I had all the Indian
thought it
food
was
I had. Nothing registered really. Has spicy. We went and we got this. We had a game day with Soups' gaming friends. It was super fun.
And this family, yeah.
Really great people.
Sarah's family.
Great board gaming night. It was nice to play board games. And,
it's been a minute.
Yeah, and they got this place they like.
Okay.
They like a lot called Chicken George. The chicken was super good. All the flavors are really good that I had. It was like fried chicken from the UK, which I think they do pretty well. But there was one that was a coconut lime jerk seasoning, and they were Soups, and everybody was telling me that it was going to be really spicy. And I ate
Same thing, and we're like
completely without ceremony. Nobody was watching when I ate it. They were like, "Oh, let's see how he likes it. If it's spicy," I just ate it. I was like, "Okay."
I didn't think Nando's was bad. I thought it was fine. We were just, it's fine. It's like I was telling Zach, it's sort of like our equivalent, their equivalent to going out to a Key. Like you just go, it's easy, it's like decent food. Easy to split the bill if you're going with a group of friends.
Yeah. A Key's food is better than Nando's for sure.
Yeah.
And I found Nando's to be pretty blandos.
All right, let's get through some super chats really quick.
Oh, yes, please.
Okay, Rudy, thank you for your super chat. Rudy has gotten us to 4 out of 10 towards our salmiak fairy bread.
Mm-hmm.
As a frequent international traveler the past few years, I'm interested in sending you useful swag. Do you plan on taking your one favorite army when traveling by air, or will the army change often? That's a good question. I mean, I think it'll change depending on what we're playing that year.
I have a hunch I might know why Rudy's asking this question. And Rudy, it's a good question. He might be asking this because the company KR Multicase, which I think makes some of the best cases, they do custom cut things.
Right.
And that's kind of the problem. Rudy, I have a ton of KR, but it's all cut for Tau. And then I have a ton of KR that's all cut for Asuryani. So I haven't gotten any AOS KR yet. But I do like the KR system. It's those kind of boxes, the cardboard boxes that you can take locally. But then I also have like one of the big like hard metal cases that you can fill with the pink foam, or not the pink foam, the foam that's custom cut. So yeah, it is a good system. And it is something we should look into, Rudy. But to answer that question for you, unfortunately, I think currently like it's been changing often, right? I can't honestly say, same with even Meg, I honestly couldn't say a year from now, if we went back to the UK or we go to Italy or we go even to the East Coast, I can't honestly say even Meg would take Seraphon. She might be playing a different,
Maybe, I don't know.
That's, unfortunately, I don't think I can answer that for any of us. I certainly can't
It's
answer
unknowable.
I certainly can't answer for myself.
Yeah.
Rudy, yeah.
All right, before we get to the next super chat,
Yeah.
it's time for another giveaway.
Oh,
so
yeah.
reminder, we're giving away patches, a patch. You'll pick a patch. So if you want to enter this one, type the word patch. Pretty easy, right? Do it. I'm giving you a few minutes. Not giveaway, Barry. Pay attention. Right? The word patch.
Patch.
There you go. Barry's now entered.
Barry. I loved meeting Barry.
Yeah. Barry was fun.
Barry was I don't know if we said this on stream yet. Barry was the biggest difference in how he behaves and acts
In person,
online versus
he's
how he is in
so
person.
much more like, what do you call it?
He's like a salt of the earth, like nice guy in real life.
What is that? He's like tame. He's more tame in person.
Charming, had good conversation. Didn't get to meet him too long. I got there
Yeah.
late on that day because I was sick in the morning.
Yeah.
And then I got there late. I was like, I think I was still a little sick. I was like, I hope I don't get anyone sick, but I was like, I have to go. I feel like I was like freaking out in the morning after Megan left. I was like, this is a bad idea. I should have just gone. I'm not going to meet.
You were not feeling good. It made sense.
no,
I'm glad that you
But
rested.
I was
a
like,
bit.
oh, I'm not going
Don't
to get to see
forget, type patch,
Barry
you
or
guys.
Thunder
I'm
or
gonna hit the
anybody.
button pretty soon.
Yusuf, that's where I met Yusuf. I have not met Yusuf yet, even. So I
Yeah.
really wanted to go
Yeah.
and meet everybody.
It's nice because now we've met all the mods in person.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that. You guys are real people.
But man, like, Barry just very. Polly, not so much. Polly, pretty much
Polly's-
the same person.
Polly is Polly, yeah.
He is basically the same instigator
great.
that he was
I loved
in real
hanging out
life.
with
He was
Polly.
slightly nicer in person.
Slightly.
He was slightly.
Polly's actually very nice.
He is very nice, but
He's just got a lot of good zingers, which
Yeah.
I appreciate.
Yeah,
I'm so slow. Okay, give you guys a little more time to type the word patch. Type the word patch. Loved meeting you, Captain Mannerings. Lab Mandrill for 20 months. What was your favorite drink or beer?
I have a lot to talk about with the beer. Pros and cons. I loved the beer drinking culture in the UK.
I can't think
took
of
me
a
3 days to get
single
there.
beer, though, that I like.
Same.
I don't know what they were called. When we were out at that restaurant with Cire and her friends, we got beers there. I thought I remembered I liked those. There was like a stout or something. I can't remember, dude. I'm sorry, Captain Mannerings, but I don't have a specific beer that I can remember. But Zach's right. I like the culture of it. Like, you just go out drinking
So in Hitchin,
everywhere.
we went to.
yeah.
I can't remember the name of the place we went to
Type the word patch.
that you're talking about, but I actually had. They actually. The first time I had a cocktail was in Nottingham at the Indian restaurant. They brought the cocktail out to me. It looked very interesting. I took one sip. I was like, "There's no alcohol in this thing."
Oh,
Like,
the margarita was what we had.
But then
You
I
said
had
was really good, yeah.
but I had a margarita that was perfect. I mean, a margarita is in my opinion, you can make something cool. Like, I'm all about, like, here's a strawberry margarita. Here's a margarita made instead of triple sec with limoncello or whatever. That's cool. I'm down for that. But otherwise, a margarita is a binary situation. It's either correct or it's incorrect.
Yeah.
It has an International Bartenders Association recipe. You either follow it or you do something like a chain restaurant and you try to be cheap and you don't put enough tequila in, whatever. So, but I had a perfect margarita there, which was great. I love getting a perfect margarita, perfect daiquiri, any of the like main hardcore Daisy drinks. So that was cool. But what I really like, Captain Mannerings, honestly, when I first got to the UK, I was like, oh my God, all the beer has like no alcohol in it.
Which was funny because we kept saying that and everyone was like, what do you mean American beers are weak? And I'm like, what American beers are you drinking?
This-
Coors? Like, yeah,
yes.
the shit beer is shit.
This
It's
is my,
Pabst, Coors, Budweiser.
yeah, this is what I
That's
realized.
all low. Corona, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's Mexico, but it's the Americas. But, yeah.
This is what I realized, Meg, that
But, yeah.
this is what I realized, that Europeans, UK folk, they have a misunderstanding of the US when it comes to food and drink.
Oh, who would have thought?
And that,
It
like,
goes both ways.
you can be like, oh yeah, we're known for Coors Light or whatever, but if you come over here, the craft brewing scene on the West Coast, especially
like
in the US, any big city,
9-10%.
freaking
And that's
amazing.
what I'm used to.
And I'm sorry, but it's more expensive. But I'm sorry, but if you were able to bar hop as awesomely as you could in the UK, The bar hop in UK was amazing.
It was so nice because there's so many pubs. They're all like not empty, but there's pretty much almost always a seat.
If you took American craft brew beer options and put them
day of the week, I guess.
Put them in England in that setup,
people would be
dead. People would die because of the alcohol content.
There would be too much alcohol.
But those of us who are used to it, it would be amazing because it's like the beers are just good, like out here.
Yeah. I did have a nice cup of tea.
Yeah.
That was good. I'm glad I got to check that off the list. All right, we're going to pick a winner. Here we go. Polly.
Look at that.
Hey, Polly. Polly, you get a patch.
You don't have to do anything. We'll just send you a patch.
Well, you do, because, like, you're not supposed to just store people's addresses and, like, send them stuff without permission. That's, like, really, that goes against, like, privacy.
I doubt we have stored his address.
Well, we have it because he's ordered something from us before, right?
Okay.
Hey, it's Liam. So basically, just you guys will have to ping me in Discord, and then I'll make you do something to prove it's you, and keep it legit for our bookkeeping. Then we'll send you the damn patch. All right.
But yeah, Captain Manners, to answer your question in all seriousness, I really enjoyed the fact that I could just pub crawl like pretty easily, and the beers were all low amount, but everybody kind of as I was talking and going through this with people. I think Seuss was going to point out, he was like, well, the thing is people want to come here and stay here all day and have like 6 of these.
God, that sounds so nice.
And I was kind of like, oh, yeah. Like, Meg and I drink Voodoo Ranger. Voodoo Ranger's like lowest count is 7.5. But we drink beers that are like 9%, 11%. That's double what we were drinking. More than double in some cases. So,
but so I drank a lot while I was over there. And I was like, when I come home, I don't want to drink anymore. We haven't had any drinks since.
Yeah, we haven't had
pretty
drinks.
Good. Like, and I had like 2 weeks of no drinking before.
Yeah, same. Yeah. No, I had drinks at Adepticon.
So, it was fun. It's a fun experience.
It's really hard to travel.
I did really like the pub scene, though.
It's kind of hard to travel and really like enjoy a drinking culture too much. You don't really. Whenever I travel, I don't really want to have that much alcohol.
Yeah, we should get back to the pictures.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. We're done with that. More food. You know what I didn't get a picture of? This is, let's see, bangers and mash.
That was really good. That was the wild boar
right,
sausage.
I'm sorry. And on the left was, this was like, hi, thanks for the hearts, you guys. It was like a truck stop. What do you call it over there? Remember where we got like pasties?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm calling them pasties. This is ridiculous. Yeah. And like it was like to-go food, but we had it there pretty much. That's kind of how it felt. So that was that. Again, I love all that shit. And then this is more Indian food, and then what's left of the Sunday roast.
The Sunday roast is good.
I forgot to take a picture before I started.
Indian food was good. Yeah. Those are the 2 overall best foods. Were just the British food, that like native British food, and the Indian food was good.
Yeah. Tactile Sun, 10 months as a mandrill. Just wanted to say that I found this community, even if I haven't had time to paint as much lately. Tactile Sun, I'm so glad you found us too. I'm happy every time somebody
some of his
gets something out of our channel.
Some of his stuff is in fan stuff. It's so funny whenever I get to it.
I'm like,
this
that's
is
Tactile Sun. I love how you have like a look. Like,
this one though is really great, and it's like, the one today I really like a lot.
And probably is making this comment because of our very important poll. We're trying to actually learn. We're trying to actually run scientific polls this weekend. We want to learn what you like about us so that we, do it more or put more focus on it or whatever. So my favorite part about the hobby collab is, and if you have other thoughts, you disagree, you hate everything, I don't know why you're here, let us know in chat. So 50 of you have chimed in so far. Event coverage is actually the lowest.
That doesn't surprise me.
That doesn't either, but that is how we attract new of you. So we have to do it. Discord community is up there, great, with the hobby streams, and winning is the game streams. Yeah. Cool. Thanks, Tactile Sun. Liam, we'll get to you in a minute. Amazing seeing you beautiful humans. Thank you, Liam.
Yeah,
You're beautiful too.
Streaming on Liam's channel was I would say a top 3 highlight of the trip for myself. I've not met Joe in person. Getting to meet Joe was great. we got along well, and we didn't tell Liam this yet, but we really want to do. When
foreign
we become
exchange student
when we
program.
become a bigger channel, a little bit closer to his numbers, if we ever catch near, we want to do an exchange program where we just swap like either me for Joe, or maybe John for Joe, but probably me for Joe for like a month, and we just send me over to Liam's channel and Joe over to here for like a month. We think that would be hilarious.
It'd be pretty great.
But that was great. That was a lot of fun being Liam's stream. I really enjoyed that.
Barry, you bring up a fair point in chat. However, we're asking for your opinions, not randos in an event. Because in an event chat, we'd assume most people wouldn't be part of the community yet. So yeah, that's fair. But
Yeah,
we want to ask people that are currently in our community what you guys like about our channel.
That's
why you're here.
True.
But yeah, that's fair.
Event coverage is interesting. Before we get back to our slideshow here, event coverage is kind of interesting. After Cire and I going to Adepticon to do it, what I'm kind of learning about it is it's either easy or it isn't. And that sounds like a weird thing to say. If it's easy and we don't spend money or lose, especially if we don't lose money doing it, then it's kind of just like a win. If we actually net money, then it's amazing. Because the cool thing about event coverage, what I found going to Adepticon, I don't know if Cire would agree with me, but he might, honestly, was just that we got to go to Adepticon. We got to go to Milwaukee. We got to go to Adepticon. We didn't pay any money doing it. We got to do it all for free. We got to run a stream on our channel to collect subs and revenue on our channel. Not, we didn't have to give that to Adepticon. And we got to meet fans at Adepticon. I got to meet Timbit. I got to hang out with Timbit like all weekend. It was amazing. Yeah. So like that's sort of what I like about it. That's always my favorite part. And the problem with Adepticon this year was it was just too short notice for us. But next year, if we go to Adepticon and we stream Adepticon, I imagine we would probably do things differently. We'd probably bring Meg along. Hopefully, she just wasn't able to come this time. Get fairy bread dust on my. But we'd probably take Meg along, so it'd be me, Meg, and Cire at least. Maybe others if they want to go. Brett was there as well, but Brett was kind of going on his own accord before we even knew we were going. We would do a better meetup for sure. We didn't really have time to set anything like that up. Of that. Because it was really great, and going to the events is super fun for that reason. So, event coverage itself is almost like, to me, it's like that's what we're going to do to work. And everything else. That's how it felt, I think, every morning, every day for Cire and I. We streamed from like 9 to 5, and then we went out and did cool stuff with fans and friends and stuff. And that was great. Got to meet Dan. It was very good. Okay, Meg, let's get back to these pictures.
Yeah, keep scrubbing.
Yeah. What happens if I press the England button? Does it go to the same? Okay.
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay. Sorry. Let me go back.
We're talking about Salute now.
Yeah, Salute.
So those of you guys who know about this or went, Salute is a convention where you'll buy things. It's a gaming convention, but mostly historicals.
Well, I did a goofy little intro yesterday on Salute.
Go check it out.
Yeah, the only thing I would just say is it is interesting. It's one day only. It's not like a 3-day ordeal like we have in the US here. And then the other thing about Salute is it is largely just like the exhibitor hall concept. So that's both pros and cons. Like if you're looking for a gaming con, then you wouldn't get excited about Salute. Like if you want to go participate in a GT or an RTT, you wouldn't be excited for Salute. But if you want to just see cool products, cool demos, and buy stuff, you would be excited for Salute. In fact, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's funny because, we did buy stuff. We could go over it. We could talk about it, show it off if we wanted. Yeah.
Do we want to? I don't know.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Well, I don't. Is any of it that interesting? I don't know. It's like gamer grass and.
Okay. But anyway,
brushing.
We bought stuff.
Sorry. Yeah, we can.
It's fine. We'll show it off when we actually use it on streams. 'Cause I do plan on using a lot of it for streaming.
Okay.
Okay. So
Sorry, Meg. Yeah, I'm not trying to rain on your parade. We can show
no,
it
it's
off.
fine. It's fine. It's your show, not mine.
No, it's yours. It's fine though. Either way, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Okay, salute stuff. Oh, right. We're there and we have limited space in our luggage. So I was like, we can only buy so much. I bought way more than I planned on, but it was small. So I was able to stuff it in. But yeah, it couldn't do a whole lot purchase-wise because of that, which was fine. I prefer that. And then Zach and I were both dead. We were both dead inside. We had
Zzz. I
the
made
what?
the sound that it makes.
Yeah, I know.
That's what helps.
So I know what it is. So that
Oh yeah, we were.
we were dead. We went to Club 85 the night before. It's this like, it's like a nightclub, and we went to a heavy metal night. And we were out till like 2, 3 in the morning. I don't know when we went to sleep. So we were dead at Salute, and I did a horrible job taking pictures. I feel like I got some. Hey, Elijah. And thank you to Damp Dog from Kitbash Corner. He did this. He was smart and took a video of like all of the artists at Kitbash Corner. This was my favorite part of Salute, was Kitbash Corner. So that's why I'm talking about it. All of the artists who were in Kitbash Corner, we listed out in the description. So check them out. They're all on Instagram. They're amazing. And it was just a display area specifically for, oh nice, Soups. Specifically for artists who kitbash and make cool shit out of green stuff and beyond. Like there's so much stuff that goes into these works of art. It's amazing. So follow everybody in our description. They're amazing. I have there's some photos of some of it in Kitbash Corner that I have, but it's not comprehensive. You really need to go to these people's Instagrams and actually look at their work. It's so good. Yeah, I loved it. I love this eyeball piece so much. It was so cool. Did you check this out at all, Zach?
Not really.
Not really, he says.
Meg, so then once you're done,
Yeah.
did you finish all the sponging?
Sure.
Once you finish
guess.
the sponging,
I could probably do more, but
you're going to take some of this color. I'm going to use, Brett said we wanted a silver that's not too dark and not too bright. So this is Ironbreaker from Citadel. It's actually, I rarely use Citadel metallics, but I think it's the perfect kind of shade. And then you're just going to do stuff like that. Like wherever you put the black,
Yeah.
you can put a little bit of this.
you know what? I think I need a new sponge.
There's plenty, tear off a
Yeah.
little piece. Voodoo Fairy. I actually,
Yes.
I sadly was doing other things at Salou. We split off, and I didn't get to meet Voodoo Fairy, which is a bit of a bummer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Voodoo Fairy and me on the right. And then Captain Mannerings and Teeny Tiny Victories.
Yeah, I did
With
get
Soups.
I did get to meet them,
Yeah.
which was awesome. Yeah, it was very cool meeting UK people.
Yeah.
You know, we kind of know that our top zones are East Coast US, West Coast US, and UK. And this was the last one we really got out to meet people. Next, we need to go meet. Well, Madman lives in Japan.
Japan, yeah.
Maybe
We'll
Cire
have to
will
do.
meet.
Yeah, we'll make Cire. Cire, turn your vacation into a work trip, please.
Yeah. I was gonna
Cire's
say,
like, don't tell people where I am.
He's not Australian. He is Australian, but he lives in Japan.
Yeah.
Because we have some cool Australian peeps too. Midgar. It'd be cool.
Yeah.
But that one's gonna be maybe a little bit.
Australia, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the Salute was super cool. It was cool to meet these people. What else was going on in Salute? They had a giant Knights game.
Yeah, that was cool. I love that. When do you ever see that many playing together?
Actually, is Knights even the right word?
I don't know what they're like.
Titans.
There we
is
go,
the word
yeah.
they use. But yeah, no, that was super cool. If you want to see the stuff I was thinking was super cool, I covered it yesterday in my goofy intro. But I really liked the Cornwall Gamers Association
Yes.
booth.
Yes. I included this. There were also some weird games. Litter Tray made me angry, so I took a picture of it. I don't want that game. Nobody send me that game. It's disgusting. I don't know why people think it's funny to joke about poop. It's horrible.
I'm with you.
Yeah, stupid. But, you know, good for you on the creativity, litter tray makers. And then this other picture was just some terrain I saw that I thought was really nice. It's all pink foam.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, you know, well, actually, I won't talk about this on air, but seeing some of the stuff, I got a little inspired with some things I'd like to do.
Very much
A little
so.
more of. Okay. Moving on. Oh, whoa, just don't randomly click OBS, Zach. Jeez.
Oh, boy.
Oh, here we go.
Here
This
we
is
go.
Soups, Meg, Zach on the far right, and in the middle there between me and Meg is Andy.
Andy.
Yeah.
Bow, 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 our new guy.
Yeah.
Andy.
Matt Rose is out.
Andy is in.
Andy is in. Go to
Well,
hell,
they're
Matt.
both in, but yeah, we're gonna we got big time now. We don't know you people anymore. Who are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna start having content on the new stuff when the new stuff comes out. That's gonna be us now too.
Yeah. This is the first stage.
Thanks, Andy.
First stage in slowly turning into dirt bags.
Yeah, yeah.
So get it now. Enjoy it now. Start looking
Before
for
we sell out.
Start looking for another small channel that doesn't make any money because that's not going to be us.
Yeah, and so I was like, listen, we need to send Andy a present, and our present comes in the form of memes. So we asked the mods to make some memes for us to send to Andy. So we'll be doing that.
I'm glad Meg's husband. Oh wait, Meg, who's? Oh, Matt.
Yeah. Zach hasn't seen these yet, I guess.
I haven't.
Yeah, and you guys haven't seen them either because they're in the mod lounge. Mods only were who we trusted with these meme creations. So there you go. We did it. We're like a real channel now. Thanks, Andy. All right, here we go. I was too busy to chime in. All right, Warhammer World.
That's Meg and I.
Yeah, that's us.
We're so
this is
rare
like-
that we got a nice picture.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like we need to include this.
Warhammer World was pretty cool, huh?
It was cool. It wasn't as big as I thought it would be.
Yeah, I think you were. Yeah.
I didn't realize it was going to be in like an industrial park.
Yeah. It's not.
I want to eat this caramel thing. You guys didn't eat it.
It doesn't have a flume ride.
Caramel. Yeah, it didn't have a flume ride. I was expecting a flume ride.
I was expecting a flume ride for sure.
But it was great. Like, so the room we're in is the main gaming room.
Like a
And,
Sylvaneth themed flume ride.
Yeah. Yes.
You're riding
So
on
dark.
a tree lord.
Yeah. Soups reserved us 2 tables. So we had an AOS board and we had a 40K board.
Yep.
The room was pretty big. And then through the back is Bugman's. Bugman's was closed. Not closed, but the food was done in like a food truck outside.
It's funny, I got to play my buddy Andrew. Andrew's been on the channel before. Andrew lives about 12 miles from us. And people were like, oh, you came all the way over to the UK to... And I was like, I don't know, I'm kind of glad I did because Andrew's like one of my oldest, best wargaming friends. And so, yeah, I got to play with one of my really good friends at Nottingham in the Warhammer World. Yeah, it was super cool. I was like really excited to get to do that. Yeah, it was fun. Mm-hmm. And where's that? Is that the weird bar we went to?
It's a bar we went to.
Keep putting this over there.
It was like an Edgar Allan Poe bar.
Yes.
And then this is all the candy we had. So,
Edgar Allan Poe
Actually-
American.
yeah, we had more candy and stuff than that. But that was the picture I got. It was a mix of good candy. So Umi liked the C's. It was like the only thing he could eat.
C's candy's really good.
It's good.
Yeah.
We'll try to send you guys more. And then it's a mix of like candy that Umi brought and candy that Polly brought, and then garbage stuff that I brought. And
Candy. Did you bring the Polly's disgusting? No, you didn't.
no, I'm not eating that. Okay. No, guys, this is what we're doing. The goal is Salmiak fairy bread. If we hit 10 super chats, we're at 5. We're counting liberties that came a little early.
That shouldn't
so
even-
5 more $5 super chats.
Shouldn't even be able to sell that stuff.
That's disgusting.
That should be illegal.
Speaking of, let's see. Let's
Okay.
also remind you guys, type patch in the chat. Oh, yeah. So anyways, a mix of candy. Everyone loved the sweethearts. Mini Mare, tell everyone how
they
much you
didn't.
loved the
Nobody loved them.
sweethearts.
And everybody had the exact same reaction that I have and that I imagine that they would have, which is not revulsion or disgustingness, but just like, why does this exist? What is this? What's the flavor? What's the texture? What are they going
The texture
for?
is chalk.
What was the idea here? Like, it's like eating... Like, have you met one of those people that just, like, repeats something that comes out of their mouth, like, in a weird way? And it's like, what did you just say? What made you say that right now?
I was really hoping that they'd still be there, the sweethearts, at the grocery store, but they took away the whole display.
Yeah.
Sad.
They took away the display.
It was probably still full.
They took it away full and put it away
In the garbage.
full, and
For
it will,
next
and
year.
we'll bring exactly the same product out next
It's like
year.
covered in dust.
And they'll just like air blast it, and then it'll look new. And those sweethearts are probably made in 1998. The ones you're eating now.
Yep. All right, guys. Reminder: we have a giveaway. We're doing another patch giveaway in like a minute or two, whatever. So put the word patch in chat if you want to win one. Molecule. I like sweet tarts. See, I don't like sweet tarts.
Sweet tarts.
I like sweethearts.
Yeah, so
Big
sweethearts. The difference between these two products is that there's no emphasis on taste or flavor or interest in the sweethearts. The sweet tarts, I agree, Molecule, are pretty good because of that tart flavor.
Yeah.
That's actually, by the way, that brings up another good point of something we were saying about UK food, that sometimes when you're like needed salt. We were also talking about needing acid.
Yeah.
And the pie, I could tell the pie at Dark Horse had lemon in it.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
was
could
good.
taste
like,
it. It
They
was
knew
like,
what they were doing, man.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I'm doing, but I can taste what it tastes like when people know what they're doing, because you know what you're
That's
doing.
a famous chef thing. They're like, oh, your food doesn't need salt, it needs acid. And like 3 out of 5 dishes I make for you and I squeeze lemon juice over it before we eat it, right?
Yeah.
Like that's like a thing.
All right, guys, we're giving you a couple more minutes to type the word patch. Elijah, member for 19 months as a lab mandrel. Happy 420. Woo, Easter fam. Thank you for your support over these past 19 months. Y'all have helped me grow in my painting and as a person. Much love. Elijah does these amazing like Friday appreciation posts every week, and it just totally lifts me up. So Elijah, like, we're also glad you're in the community. You do a lot. You give, it's like the give a penny, leave a penny thing, right? Or give a penny, leave a penny. Give a penny, take a penny.
Give a penny, leave a penny.
Give another penny.
Just, wow, guys, I'd stop with the pennies.
Oh, geez. Anyways, it's very symbiotic. Yeah, we love having you in our community. You help make it better. So I'm glad that you're enjoying it. I'm glad that you're here. Okay, guys, I'm not sure doing acid would help sweethearts. Okay, we're going to pick another winner right now. You'll ping me in Discord. And then you'll get your patch. There we go.
Oh, it's Elijah.
It's Elijah.
Okay, yeah.
Congrats, Elijah.
I'm glad we're getting rid of these patches.
I know, right? That's great.
These damn patches.
These damn
taking-
patches. Okay, so we can go back to our discussion.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
And then I'm going to reset this for the next giveaway.
So
Which
this
we'll
is
tell you in a little bit.
Soup's mini mare, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Boris on the right here. It's cool to meet these people. Oh, there's Boris. Cool to meet these people again. Super, just really. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay. Are these crates in the way?
No.
Okay. Really, really fun to meet people. You know, it's nice. I always kind of think like, I wish I had gotten to interact with these guys more. We go there and it's like, it's still just a big country and you can only, people have to keep going with their lives and.
People have lives.
Yeah.
Not like us.
Well, it is sort of funny when we go there.
You don't want this? Are you sure? I'm going to eat it.
No, you
It's
haven't.
so good.
I don't love those.
Oh, this might be one of my, I think my favorite from over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the caramel thing.
You know, Meg, I've learned,
Tonics.
Meg, you know what I've learned about
Pun-
myself? when it comes to candy, chocolatey candies especially, I max out pretty quick on all chocolate except for basically like pure dark chocolate stuff.
Yeah.
I like dark chocolate, but like that kind of thing,
I don't want anymore.
I get like a bite or two into these things, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Dark chocolate, especially like orange flavored dark chocolate, or like sometimes I get us those bars. What's the brand? Ghirardelli, or those are okay, but kind of like the mainstream where they add a bunch of caramel, like all that stuff. It's a little much for me. They're good though.
They are good. Cool. So there's Boris and Mini Mare. We're outing you. And there's their armies, right? Let's see. Well, who had the Slanesh? The Slanesh was that, I can't remember now who was who. Boris's are the white guys on the right. Can you help me? I'm asking.
I don't know. I didn't play 40K.
You didn't even go look at the table.
Not really, no.
Soups. Yeah, Soups I thought had the Slanesh. Okay, cool. Well.
No, I sadly missed these armies.
That's
yeah.
a bummer. But, one of the best parts, it is a good picture. One of the best parts about meeting people in person at these things is seeing their models in person. You guys, your models are gorgeous, and you don't fully appreciate it until you see them in person.
Oh, so that, like I said, sadly, I didn't really get a good look at Mini Mare or Boris's armies.
Oh, that is sad.
But the person who's, one, that happened when Liberty came out. Because Liberty's army looks, there's no like, I'm always going to sound like slightly a jerk when I say this, but his army just looks like 10 times better in person than the photos.
Yeah.
The other person whose army I just found that out to be the case with was Yusuf's. Yusuf's army looks fine when you see the pictures. You're like, oh yeah, he's a good painter. He's painting in the lines, blah blah blah. But then when you see it in person, you're like, oh, it's actually like quite good.
What paintbrush should I use? Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Well, anything you're gonna wreck it. So let me just give you. Here's an old Artis Opus one, and then you're gonna use this.
Okay, we're not worried about like a point.
Not, I mean, it remains helpful, but not.
Okay.
Because you're only putting small amounts of it down, and especially like, do you want to see like, here's kind of like an example.
Yeah, let me just, I have this one, but.
Yeah, like that's not good. I did a bad job there.
Don't tell Brett.
But that's all good. You can kind of see that that's stupid. Like, what is that little piece sticking out like that? I have to fix that.
No, that's fine. All right, got it. Okay, this is us looking at like the showcases. Well, on the right is actually Suggs, her Zinj. Rainbow Zine. Beautiful. I love her chaos stuff. They had a mix of in like the store area where you're shopping. They have glass cases of GW work.
Yeah.
And so there's that, and then there's also the tour that you do. Well, it's not a tour because no one takes you on a tour, but you like walk through and check out all these like amazing displays.
It would be awful if it was a tour.
It would be a terrible tour.
But
then,
it was really cool.
The way, people's painted armies and stuff like that. So this is a mix of that. There's Polly and Soups looking at stuff. But yeah, I loved this part of Warhammer World so much.
Me too. I don't
There's
know if
Durpo. I got to see Durpo's box art or whatever.
Yeah, it was so, a couple things really cool about this. One, there are a few takeaways I had from this. One, seeing box art in person was so cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool. And then two, some of the huge dioramas they had, on the flip side, it was interesting to see how little effort they put into the models. That one that's like the
knowing
whole...
what, yeah, go ahead.
The Khorne versus Ultramarines, like giant room that we walk around through. Like looking up close at the models, you're like, did this got base coated and that's about it. I don't even know it got non-oil. Like it was kind of wild, but like you just don't care when you're looking at it. Like it's not how your brain's working. You're looking at it, you're like, this is impressive.
It's like when you paint something for tabletop ready versus like show ready, right? Box art ready.
It's even, I found it even a little more like those, you're 100% right, Meg, but there's like one that's like even worse than like less effort put in, I should say, than tabletop, which is like mega diorama paint level. I was like, oh, this is like, these guys crank this stuff out fast.
Plus with the lighting, exactly. I know, Boris. I agree.
No, yeah.
Like,
it would
it's
take
not
years.
about the model, it's
Right.
about the display. So
Right.
as long as this display is cohesive, and I mean, those displays were crazy.
Yeah, no, to paint that at that
there's
level
us.
would have taken, I mean, it would have taken years. I mean, and that's not even true. It would take like 100 years. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I totally get that.
We're all these handsome gents.
It was just super interesting to see that. Yeah, there we are. There's the crew. Super fun times, honestly.
Yeah. The top photo is us looking, or you guys looking down on the giant display at the end.
At the giant, yeah.
Yeah.
Which was, again,
Crazy.
super cool.
Yeah. Super impressive. You're supposed to find, what is it? Some hidden
There's
dude.
there's
What
an
is it?
assassin.
Assassin, yeah. I was like, good luck with that.
So one thing that I think
Like,
I was gonna say my favorite thing that we saw there, I talked about for folks who have been there before or folks who were there with us when we were there. I really enjoyed the Bone Reapers necropolis that they built because it's sort of
just
funny.
love bones.
It's sort of funny to hear this, but it just showed like day-to-day life of being a Bone Reaper.
Oh, you're right. I
And-
forgot to get a picture of that one.
And it was really cool. I think
like-
I actually took a video. I walked around and took a
Okay.
video of it.
Yeah.
But it was really cool seeing like the necropolis and Catacross is up at the top overlooking things, and there's a bone tithe going on,
Yeah.
which means you see these humans and ogres and like dwarves and all these people are taking bones to the Bone Reapers.
Yeah. I just love bones. This is that display at the end on the right.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the giant.
I had to get a picture of the Tyranid because I was like, I love this. It was one of those giant ones. What are the Forge World?
Helos. I forget. Hierophant or.
It was the
yeah.
Forge World Tyranid, and I
Yeah.
was like,
I forget what
can't I
he's.
have
I always
that?
forget what he's called. Herodul, yeah, something like that. Soups, yeah.
yeah. And then so then this is afterwards. This is just stuff from Nottingham. You know what we didn't get a picture of was the VR thing, which would have been really funny looking because it would just be us in like a warehouse
Yeah.
with a helmet on.
Yeah.
But this is apparently the oldest pub in England.
Yeah.
It's like a cave inside. That's Polly. Okay, Liam. We got to do Liam's stream.
We did.
This is so fun.
This is super cool.
Liam, get back in here.
Yeah, I really, like I said, I really enjoyed this. It was a great game. It was fun to see how people do things different.
Different people are different. Yeah, we tried stealing an idea yesterday.
No,
from-
I want to make it clear that I
Listen.
wanted no part of this.
We're not really gonna steal his idea, and we're open about it. It's funny. Can you just relax?
No, not on the.
Sorry, Liam.
I hate stealing ideas.
It's not. We're not really gonna steal
No,
it,
I
but
know.
I do
I
like
know.
the
You-
idea of
Meg, I know.
doing
I'm just giving you-
doing something silly for the membership donations.
I'm
'cause-
giving you the business. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you are. You can give me the business later. Yeah, because I thought that was really sweet. But Liam is crazy. He just starts his streams like without telling anybody.
They're all yeah.
Like, what's going on? Are we live? And he's like, yeah, we're live. What?
Yeah.
We don't do that shit.
I like hardly ever catch the start of a Liam
Oh my
stream.
God, we should be Liam and Joe for Halloween.
Oh, that'd be very funny. You have the tattoos.
Yes, I'm Liam. I'm Liam. Look at him. He's so fucking sexy. Look at that picture I got of him.
Okay. Well, anyway,
Oh, I love that idea. Thank you. I think we might steal that idea.
and Ty can be Cire.
Yeah, Ty is Cire. Ty is the Cire we all have at home.
So then I was thinking, the way they start the stream is it's very funny. It's very them.
Yes.
It's very their branding. But I was what I was saying here is like, I never really thought about because, we watch each other stream on YouTube, but I'll say two things. One, I think every YouTuber in the Warhammer world is going to be the first to admit we don't watch each other all that often.
Sure, we're busy.
We're busy. Two, so what I do, a typical work day for me where we're not having a stream, I come in here typically by like 10 a.m. or so. I sit down, I open up YouTube oftentimes. It depends on what I'm doing. If I'm doing some emails or stuff, I'll usually open up YouTube to check data, check analytics. But I'll always see whoever's live, and I jump into live streams a lot.
Yeah.
And it's very rare, though, that I'm like, oh, Liam's about to go live. Let me sit here and
It's
wait
hard,
and then watch
yeah.
it go live. So I'm usually jumping in a few minutes into a stream or an hour into a stream or whatever. is almost always the case. And so I've never really noticed that that's how they start their streams.
Yeah.
And we try to start our streams with a degree of professionalism.
A degree.
Certainly at Titans it was the same. So I've seen how some channels do it. And it was just very different how Liam and Joe did it.
Very
But
funny.
they make it work for them, for sure. So, kudos to them.
One thing I'm glad we got to do with them was winter shot.
Oh, yeah.
It was in the middle of, I do this all, I'm very impulsive. I'm like, oh, right, winter shot. And I'm like, I'm going to go make one. Like, I'm not going to ask, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we made a winter shot, and of course Joe won, which was very nice. Joe never wins, apparently.
It wasn't very nice. It was what happened. He won.
Yes. It's nice that Joe won.
Yeah, okay,
because,
okay.
Yeah, because
Okay.
he doesn't usually
I
win.
thought you were making it sound
apparently.
like I
It's
threw
like,
the game.
I never finish, Joe never wins. So anyway, we
Army's
got to do
scary.
Winter's Cup. It was disgusting. It was like tea and sugar and ketchup and ground up chips, and
Yeah, it was gross.
it was horrible. It looked like vomit. Ask Soups, he smelled it. It was really bad. But yeah, so I'm glad we got to share that part of our channel culture with them.
Yeah, their studio's amazing.
It's beautiful.
What I couldn't get over, Meg, honestly, was that they had a decent little kitchen
Yeah.
in their studio.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was quite awesome.
That's true.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Cool to see how other people do things. A lot of good stuff going on over there in that studio, in my opinion.
And we got some memes out of it, of course.
Yeah.
Zach and Joe are the same person, just like different sides.
Cass made this meme, I think, and he used this meme template where it's like the one girl with rainbow hair and the like goth girl.
Her sister, yeah.
But I love how Cass just blew up our faces so big that you can
Can't
really not tell what the original
is,
meme template is.
Well, also Joe has this giant beard that
That
just
blends
covers
in.
everything. Like yours is trim, but his is like really long.
Yeah.
And then, me and Liam are friends forever. I do love Liam. I like jumped into his arms when I saw
Yeah,
him.
Liam's great. But Liam's great. Joe's great. I was really excited to get to meet Joe. It's a fun studio that those guys have over there.
All right, that leaves us with Bad Moon Cafe.
Okay, yeah, this is...
I actually finally got to see Big Ben as we were driving past. I was like, there it is, it's real. I got a picture. That's my picture of Big Ben.
We really didn't do, and this was
didn't.
a request, honestly, that we kind of had of Soups, who was really our guide for the event. We really
was our
didn't.
Sherpa.
We really didn't do touristy stuff. I just really didn't care. We were gonna go see Leeds Castle, but we were exhausted on the day we got doing it. We were just running around.
That's what I was trying to say on my journeys, was that like Soups was like, yup, I'm committed. I said I was taking them here, no complaint. And like that morning when we told him, oh, we don't want to, he was like, oh, thank God, I'm going to go to sleep. And I'm like, dude, you should just tell us. Like, if you don't want to do this, we can just go to London.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a trooper.
Well, I think what's funny is we said a bunch of things that we want to do. And when you and I do a vacation, we kind of have a couple formulas we do. Mm-hmm. Whenever Meg and I would go to a place, we have sort of two formulas. One is
Don't make any
do
plans.
something during the day that you're finished with by like 1 p.m., 2 p.m. tops.
Yeah.
And then no plans for the rest of
Yeah.
the day except for dinner. Or we'll alternate doing a thing during a day that still probably ends close to 1 or 2 p.m., right? Maybe like a 4-hour thing from like 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then the next day, no plans. Like those are kind of the two ways you and I tend. But we also like work really hard a lot, and so a lot of our vacations
Believe
are
it or
less adventures and more R&R, right?
Yeah. So this one was a lot, and I was like, oh right, I'm 40. I can't do everything. The only I would say like when you and I went to Hawaii, we had like an activity every day, but they weren't all like at the start of the day.
And then
like some of them the activity was like go snorkeling. Like, okay, cool, we can just go to the beach whenever we feel like
It was go to the beach, or again, we were done like the downhill bike ride.
Right.
We had to get up early.
That one was super early, but like you just literally coasted down a hill.
But we were back in our condo at like 12:30 p.m.
Yeah.
And like, cool, now what do we do? We went to the beach
we
and then we
hung
had
out.
dinner
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but thank you, Soups. This is our group photo. The most awkward group photo I've ever seen. Why is, look at me, like everyone is standing like 6 inches apart except for this 40-year-old woman with her arm around a 17-year-old boy.
I'd like to say that my pose is at least
like, why aren't you guys close together? We all love each other, damn it.
my pose is at least fun.
What?
The four.
You're grabbing your dick.
I'm not grabbing my.
You're grabbing
dick.
at it.
I'm not grabbing
Right?
at my dick. I'm standing with my hands.
You're like doing this sort of thing with your dick, like
Who?
like that. That's what's going on back there.
I like, you can see the generational way that British schoolboys were asked to pose for their pictures. Barry, who I assume is the oldest, they're like hands down, hands by the side.
Hands by their back.
Millennials, they're like, put your hands behind your back. And
I'm
now they're like,
hey,
and now Gen Z, they're like, all right, cross your arms in front.
look cool. Yeah.
This is how British boys have been asked to pose for their school pictures. There's a million pictures in Yusuf's house of him in that exact pose, I bet.
Yeah. And then
You could see it through the ages. K through 12 Yusuf, arms behind back.
and it turns out we had Brett level 6.
Yeah, so
This is something cool that
this is
Barry
great.
did.
So-
There's Barry right next to Thunder and Soups. Yeah.
so Barry said that our level of Brett rating for the UK was
If you guys
not
remember.
appropriate.
This
So
is the hobby stream right before this stream.
so he added a bunch of Brett to the UK.
Yeah, so there he is. Brett made it to the UK. Brett's in the living room right now. Does this count, Brett? Brett level 6.
Yeah, this is a lot of Brett.
Yeah, it's a lot of Brett.
That's a lot of Brett.
There he is
There's
again.
some more Brett.
There is a faces. There is a faces event in our Discord coming up for the Mandrills. If you're a Mandrill, let me find it.
Oh,
let
wow.
me find it.
Only Meg would have the ability to so smoothly, I might add,
I just have to find it.
transition into a promo for us.
Of course, I know what I'm doing.
Here she goes. This is
I'm
good.
a great content creator.
This is a good.
If I
this
can
is
find
so
it. I
smooth.
think
Guys,
it's this
remember
one.
faces.
There it is.
Guys,
Tim
remember this was
Bit.
because of faces 30 minutes ago.
Timbit is teaching a faces class next Sunday after our hobby stream. So if you're a mandrill, you should check it out. If you're not a mandrill, why not? You should be one because it's great. Apparently you guys like us. You keep telling us.
It is great,
So,
and the Mandrill classes
can't blame
are
you.
pretty cool. I'll
Yeah.
be yeah.
I'm really excited for this one, yeah. All right, but anyways, yes.
But we're really excited for this.
So
one.
the event got breaded. Yeah. More from Bad Moon. My first game was against Yusuf. This was the best game I've ever played. I think it's the most fun I've ever had playing Age of Sigmar was this game against you.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. I had a really good time. Yeah. And then Soups played Thunder. Patrick. Over there on the right.
Yeah.
40K, yeah.
Yeah, this was super fun. I was sick this morning.
You were, yeah.
Overnight, I was just tired, and then what happened was I would get up to pee, and we're going to talk about that.
Peeing?
Yeah, you know we're going to talk about peeing. It's coming
you're
up.
right. You're right.
Yeah, of course we're going to talk about peeing and pissing, guys. Why?
We might run a little long today, I'm realizing.
I hope Thunder's parents don't watch us.
I know.
They're probably our age. And what the hell have these people done with their
Don't these
lives?
people's lives? Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, what I was gonna say is, I had the chills, which scary actually. I don't like getting the chills. I would get up and I'd be like, is it just really cold in the hotel room or what's going on?
I was like, no. And you know me, I get cold all the time.
and then
it's not cold in here at all.
I kept asking Meg. I was like, is it cold? Meg was like, well, are you gonna go or not? What do you think? And I was like, just answer me one question right now. I was sitting in the hotel, in my clothes, getting ready to try to go. And I was like, is it absolutely freezing in this room right now? And Meg would be like, no, it's not cold at all. And I'd be like, okay, I'll try to see if I can come later. And I did. I took a shower. Anyway, whatever. You guys don't need to know. But I was like, I really was freaking out that I was going to miss it. So I got there. Hopefully I didn't get anyone sick. And we got Thai food super late the night before. And I was almost kind of curious if I had a weird reaction to it, which is not normally a thing for me. But anyway, I managed to get out there. We had a lot of fun. This was at a Texas barbecue.
We were
knew
trying
it
to
wouldn't.
find a place to go eat after Bad Moon Cafe, and we passed this place that was like Texas barbecue or whatever. And I was like, we should eat there just to see what this is like, because that's a lot of layers, I feel like.
It is. It was good.
Yeah.
It
was
wasn't particularly accurate.
on theme. But it's fine. Like, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
We had a good time. It was nice hanging out with everybody. There's Thunder. His drink was non-alcoholic. He's not 18. All right.
You didn't even try to get us to
Yeah.
buy him alcohol.
I know. I offered.
It was a little. It
didn't.
was a little. I know. How far can you push these jokes?
Yeah.
Giving alcohol to a minor. Are they funny?
I don't know.
Kinda.
I guess it's not. Sorry, guys. Ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We'll focus group that line of jokes.
Yeah. And then, so full circle, you guys saw the damage that happened on the way out. On the way back, my case was, you guys probably saw in Hobby Mishaps, 2 of my Raptidon chargers got smashed to pieces. So, yeah, I didn't want to take the case back because I wasn't sure what would happen if I tried using it. So we took everything out of the case and stuffed it in our luggage. And, yeah, everything came back broken, as expected, including Croak. I don't have him on the table right now, but boy, he is a bitch to put together after he breaks. I don't recommend it if you can protect him.
Yeah, most of my stuff I think is okay. My 2 Eidolons, I need some work.
The rest of your stuff was fine, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Well, the rest of the stuff was in the
Oh, was it
Citadel
yours
case.
was in an actual case? Yeah. So I do love Croak, but try not to break him if you guys ever get your own Croak.
Generally good advice.
Yeah.
Try not to break your models.
Try not to break stuff. I'm going to let you... There it is. There it is. Love and subscribe. Send us a super chat.
Yeah.
This is hard work.
We do appreciate it. All right, let me get back to
Yeah,
this.
please don't go smash Grog with a hammer. You'll regret it. Hey, Saul. We have a couple things left and half an hour to do it in. Number 1.
Oh, this is all the pictures. We
Yeah,
did
we did it.
Oh, okay,
That's why. What did you think? I was just pushing buttons?
Yes.
Oh. We do have a giveaway. So if you're going to, let's hit the giveaway button.
Okay.
Next prize. Next prize is Matt Rosary.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, highly coveted, rare. There's only a few in stock. You can check our Etsy store.
They're handmade.
They are. I made them. I made them with my own hands because of how much I love you guys. So type the word rose. Someone type rosary and let's see if it catches that. But it is rose. Oh, no, it won't because rosary is spelled different. You got to type rose. Got to type rose to get entered. Hold on a second. It's not working, you guys. Hold on. Hold on. Everyone calm down. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Now it's showing. Sweet. So everybody type rose. Berry. That's not how it's spelled. Yeah. Cool. I'll give it a few minutes. But yeah, I love these Matt rosaries.
They're very funny. They're very humorous. Well, you wanted to talk about some observations we made in the UK. Essentially, under the guise of should we move to London, right, Meg?
Yeah, we want to know. We wanted to talk about all the things we liked about London, we liked about the area, and whether or not we should move there. This is like highly scientific.
Highly scientific.
Yeah, I'm gonna drive this. I'm gonna give you guys like one more minute. Let's see, who has won already? Who doesn't get to be included in this one? Sorry, Polly. Where's my list? I kept a list. All right, cool.
It's Ty,
Elijah won already.
Polly, and Elijah.
And Mini Mare.
Mini
Mare won. Sorry, guys. That's how it goes. Brett also is not included because he's cast.
Nice try, Brett.
Nice try, Brett. Everybody else. Oh, I'm like, I looked at Soup's post and I was like, what? Did I push something? The Hobby Collab has won the giveaway. Okay, giving it one more minute. Just type, yeah, you did get me. You did get me, Soups. Type Rose. Yeah, but we wanted to talk about our highly scientific tabulated data how we end up deciding whether or not we should move to the UK. Well, England,
Okay.
London in particular. We'll get there. So now, I know, sorry guys. We're going to pick a winner really quick. Here we go. Bam. It's Barry. Oh, good. So Barry, I'll send you this with your stickers that you left. Because you're going to get your fucking stickers. So just calm down. All right. Cool. I'm going to clear the chat, clear this so that, because we have one more giveaway left. And it'll be something different. Okay. Zach, do you want to pull up our scientific, should we?
Yeah, sorry.
we move
I've got
to-
these crates totally in the way here.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm almost done with my
Alright.
crates. How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty sure I'm almost done.
Okay. There's a couple spots I think I want to redo. Not redo, but add a little bit more to. But I'm pretty happy with how they're coming out. Okay, let's see. Segments. This one.
So, no, I don't know. Go to this, whatever it is. Let's see, rankings. There we go. Yeah. Okay. I'll drive this one.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So we're going to talk about a different aspect of London. It's very important that we remember. We're talking about London specifically. We're not talking about England. We're not talking about the UK. We're talking about London.
Some of this, of course, applies, but
It could,
yeah,
but
yeah.
not necessarily. So I want to make sure we're clear.
Yeah.
So we're going to start off by talking about toilet, the word toilet, in reference to toilets.
Yeah.
Now here in the U.S., we refer to those as restrooms or bathrooms.
Yeah.
But in in London, we'll say, for sure London.
Seemed to be all of the spots we were in. Yeah. They call it a toilet.
They call it a toilet. It's terrible.
And it's kind of funny because I got there and was in Heathrow and noticed there was signs that were like toilet, toilet,
I'll
toilet.
let you finish that one.
And I was like,
I can do this.
oh, okay. Do you want you got the trackpad? Okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's weird. I don't like that. I was like, that's uncomfortable. And about 2 days went by before I brought it up to Megan, who was also feeling the same way. You were like, yes, thank you.
I was like, thank goodness that Zach and I are on the same page about this. There's something really disturbing about using the word toilet.
yeah, I didn't.
It's like too in your face. What's going on in there? I
didn't
don't want
like.
to think about it.
I didn't like how
We just call it something nicer.
I was triggered. I didn't like.
Is that Victorian? Is that very Victorian of us? Like, what is that? Like, why are we having this strong reaction to the word toilet?
I don't know. I mean, why not just call it a fucking poop hole? Hey, I'm gonna go use the poop hole, everyone.
Stop,
Just
please
exactly.
stop, please stop,
That
please
feeling,
stop,
just like
please
shut
stop.
up, guys. I don't care.
Okay, so I think we're both saying no on this
No,
one.
hell no, God.
Like, if this is what they're
Fucking-
gonna call their freaking bathrooms,
No.
I'm not interested.
And Megan, there were some things where Megan and I were like, okay, we'll use the British term, like takeaway instead of takeout.
yeah, like that's fine.
That's fine. But
Yeah.
I refuse to use toilet. And I get people. Everyone's like, oh, bathroom. Are you bathing in there? Are you having a bath in there? One, no, we don't take baths in America
you
because we're not
guys.
children playing with our
We
bath
do
toys.
take
We take showers.
baths.
But two,
We do take baths.
restroom. I don't know. It's also
You're
toilet.
resting your haunches.
Yeah, like it's all stupid. No, it's all dumb. Restroom is the only appropriate name. Stop.
All right, should we move on to the next one?
please.
Yeah, we have a lot to
What do
cram
we
in.
got?
Okay, the next one was
Public availability of bathrooms.
Yes. So in London, it's really hard to find a public bathroom that doesn't cost money. Although the ones that are there are clean, right? I saw one underneath. What is that yard center with the lions, the 4 lions? I thought that was going to be a public restroom, but it wasn't. Oh my god. Freaking tactile scent. I thought it was going to be a free public bathroom. And I was like, cool, let's go document this. So I go in there and it's like, nope, you got to spend 20 cents to use it. And I was like, what? I've never seen such a thing. That was wild. The only places I saw public restrooms for the public were at a couple of tube stations. You guys, I love the tube. It's great.
Now,
Mind the gap.
this is kind of an interesting. You called on a phone conversation before I got there. You called and started telling me this, and I was like making that side-eye Chloe,
like, what is she saying?
side-eye Chloe face. I was like, what the fuck is she talking about? And then I realized, because I was like, oh, you mean like, at first I was like, you mean you can't like go into a coffee shop and be like, can I get some coffee? And use your bathroom? And they're like, no. Or like, can I just go like, and
Oh, no.
then what you're describing is also brings up
the fountain.
up two other points real quick. Sorry, I know I'm slowing down your jam, but just for a second. One I would say is what you're describing is also the case in the Northeast U.S. Like when you're in Philadelphia, when you're in New York City, when you're in Baltimore, there's nowhere that's just a bathroom that you can just use. Very rare. If you're in a museum, you can go into a museum or something like that, then they're going to have a bathroom. But like the idea of like just an open public bathroom, like...
I don't understand why it wasn't at every tube station. Like I feel like here there'd be a bathroom at every station. Like because people are traveling. They have to go. It happens. Or like here we locally like... Anytime there's a park, there's a bathroom.
And they're actually usually not dirty either.
They're all right. So I'm like, why aren't there like there's places here where people congregate.
Yeah.
But the other thing that's interesting is all the museums are free. So you can just walk in, go use their bathroom. Like no one's gonna care.
I mean, all the museums are free.
And there's museums all over the place.
All the museums are free in D.C. and some of them in I think some of them in New York. Maybe that's not true. But
yeah.
Still, like that
Sounds
alone.
the same as here? Okay. I was taken aback. I was quite taken aback. I was dying. And this really came into play when we were trying to get to Salute. And I was getting like angry. I had to pee so bad.
Oh yeah.
And I thought I was going to die. Anyway, so what do you say, Zach? It sounds like this is similar to, you're saying it's similar to here. So does this impact you? Like
I'd stay. I'd be like, yes.
Okay.
It's not that different.
I'm gonna say no because I'm a princess and I'm like I need access to bathrooms. I pee every 10 minutes. It's terrible. All right, next data point about London.
Yeah, different.
Specific data point about London.
Yeah.
Okay, what is this? This is hand dryers in bathrooms, right? Toilets. Yeah. So I noticed this. In general, London doesn't use paper towels. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that's pretty cool, actually. Everyone uses the hand dryers. Mostly the ones where you like put your hands down and bring them up. And it's like, less messy. You don't kill trees. And I like how they've taken a stance. They're like, no, we're doing air dryers. Here, I feel like I'll see both. So it's like the worst of both worlds.
Well, so hand dryers don't work.
Well, I think they do.
So for me, it's a no. It's going to be a no dog. Oh. But I'll just say hand dryers don't work. It's one of those industries like vape pens or...
I'm going with yes, because they do work. It did work.
What
it
else?
Great.
What else are there? There's these industries of whole things where people make them and they just don't work. It's like, why does this industry exist?
My hands got dry.
So you use them and then you dry them on your pants. Yeah, that's fine. Then they work. They don't work, so they're dumb. Also, paper towels logging is very sustainable in North America. I don't know what they're doing in the UK.
It's still a waste. It costs...
Everything's a waste.
It costs energy to make this stuff, right?
It's a waste when you get up in the morning. Like, everything is a waste. We're constantly using... it's a weird hill to die on for me.
You're comparing me waking up in the morning to somebody driving, like, to go cut down a tree and then bringing it in and then running it through a wood chipper and then using bleach and then, like, packaging it and shipping it out. Like, that's a lot of resources being used.
The thing I really hate...
Where an air dryer is just like, there it is, we're using some electricity.
The thing I really hate about
I'm putting yes.
air dryers is they're mostly made by this company called Dyson. And Dyson's, like ads, 10, 15 years ago, were him, a total prick, on screen going like, I just believe things should work. And it's like, dude, you make the number one thing I interact with every day that doesn't work. Hand dryers. They don't work.
I didn't have a problem with them.
Well, because you're fine with your hands still being wet after using a hand dryer. So then you're like, it worked because my hands are still wet, but I'm okay.
For them,
it works. Dry. It turns on.
Okay, button flush. Another thing we noticed about London is that their toilets have button flush. And it might be a button you push down or just like
Yeah.
a button you touch.
Uh-huh.
They don't do they don't normally do the motion sensor, which I think is an improvement. The motion sensor can be annoying. Like sometimes it'll go off multiple times while you're sitting there and it's like, I'm still sitting here. Why is this going off?
Oh, I've never had that.
Really?
But I also don't sit in a public bathroom ever, nor should any man. But anyway, we'll get to that one, maybe, or not.
Okay.
Moving on.
Well, anyway.
The button...
So for me, I'm going to put yes.
Is there literally don't care at all one way or the
You
other?
got to pick one. If
'Cause
you
that
don't
would be
care,
me.
we can put yes, I guess.
Well, here's what I say about the buttons. The
gotta
only
pick-
thing that's funny about the buttons is, are there two buttons, one for solid waste and one for water waste? Were they implying that? Because I never was able to press two
like the bigger
different
one
buttons.
is for like a bigger flush. And
Never-
the smaller one is for a...
One
like-
bathroom had... They're also like weirdly built into the wall. Which
Yeah,
makes
I know
me
you
wonder,
didn't like that.
Well, I don't care. I don't have to fix them. I'm wondering how easy or hard they are to work on. But
Yeah. Well, if we moved to London, we'd have to have a button flush. So what do you think?
the button flush in and of itself is fine.
All right. Really quickly, Tactiles, and thank you for your super chat. The big question is poop hole hyphenated or two words?
Poop hole is...
I guess I'll give that a heart.
It doesn't even have to be hyphenated. It could... I mean, if it's common vernacular enough, it could just become one long word. I don't know how language works. In conclusion.
Oh, the bigger one is for a shorter flush. Okay, yeah, fine. But they do different things, yeah. We do have those in California, but they're not everywhere, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not everyone uses them. They're not that common, to be honest with you.
No, they're not.
You'd think what we have are low flow toilets. Like, there's just less water overall.
Nowadays, California is really designed to just like, without you even knowing, just everything uses less water.
Yeah. It's built in.
It's
so
a drought
Zach, do you say yes
state.
or no?
Yes, it's fine.
You're saying yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
those are fine.
All right, let's get
I
to
don't
the
like them
next.
better than the old lever, but they're
Sure,
fine.
the old lever.
Yeah. All right. What's this one?
Next data point. Oh, mind the gap.
Oh,
For
the
reals,
gap. The
yeah.
gap.
Go ahead, Zach.
No, I
I
mean.
have so many. I mean,
So yeah. So
I'm not even going to talk about it. This is a definite yes. There are no gaps.
yeah, it's obviously a yes, but here's the thing. One, I saw recently that there's bathrooms, I think somewhere in China, where you're not even allowed to go number 2 in public bathrooms. They have signs up that you're not allowed to do that.
Well, what the hell are you supposed to do?
You, like any reasonable person, never ever do that anywhere in public, ever, for any reason, under any circumstance. Death comes before that.
You're
so,
crazy.
One, in a men's bathroom, no one should really be in those anyway. Just no one should be in those under any circumstance. I can't believe people
What a
actually
fascist
do
you are.
that. Crazy.
I guess you're.
You can go in
I
there.
guess you're in line with where our government's headed.
You can go in there to pee, or you can go in there to blow your nose, but that's it. Don't do anything else in there. And so I don't really care about the gap because I'm not just pulling my butt out in public all over the place like apparently some people do. But yeah, anyway.
Lucky, yes.
Yeah, no, I understand it's different for women. So you guys, I get why it's better, but just wild that anybody would even care about this. Anyone would even think about
So
it.
yes or no? What do you? I mean, I think it's definitely an improvement
It's almost.
at least.
I almost should not. I almost want to abstain from voting on this
You
because
have
I
to
don't want to
vote.
promote
I'm putting
the
you
behavior.
under yes.
I don't want to promote the behavior.
don't
I want it
understand
to be
your
known that
problem.
I'm not promoting the behavior.
Okay. Next data
I
point.
want that of note.
Next data point about London,
Mm-hmm.
specifically London. Light switches are on the outsides of the bathrooms. What? Why?
Yeah, a lot.
So weird.
My theory is that I was thinking about it. My theory is that they're nervous about
Stop, Hoops.
They're nervous about a German being in there to get them.
To get them?
Yeah, hiding in the dark, and so they want to turn the light
Wait,
on.
is that where this came? Are you making this
They
up?
turn the light
Yeah,
on.
this is
Are there any Germans in there? You have to tell me. Because, the Europeans are like, when they have war, they like sign little treaties and stuff, and they're all like polite about the war. So if they turn the light on before they go into the bathroom, then they ask, are there any Germans hiding in the tub? then the German has to be like, yeah, you got me. And he has to like come out and leave.
No, I saw this all over the place. And I was like, I don't want to be in
That's
here.
why you say, because the Germans.
I don't want to be in here and have somebody like thinking they're real funny turning the lights off on me.
Right.
Yeah, so no.
Yeah. So
what about
no,
you, Zach?
no,
You're
no.
also
I'm not worried about Germans shanking me in my
know.
own bathroom.
Get over the Germans, you guys.
The amount of times I use like Soups' bathroom and I went into it and I was like, oh, that's where I start. Or a hotel room in the middle of the night to get up and go pee. You walk in, you're like,
yeah, I'm like, oh, right.
sorry, Meg.
God,
Here, I'm going to
so
turn the
annoying.
light on now.
Okay, dangerous bathtubs
Oh my
in the
God.
bathroom is another data point about London.
This was wild. So, this is crazy. This was the craziest thing that, you know how, have you guys ever read The Lottery? It's a short story by, I think the same person that wrote Frankenstein, Mary Shelley. And in it, it's about how they just always have this lottery where the winner gets stoned to death.
Oh, great.
Do you remember this short
No.
story? And then it's just kind of a life lesson on Shirley Jackson. Okay, the lottery. Thank you, Tactile Son. It's kind of a lesson on like, they're like, why do you do the lottery? Like, well, we've always done the lottery. It's like, why are your bathtubs 9 to 18 inches above the floor for an elderly person to step over and then down when their footing is wet
Yeah.
and slippery?
Super
and
dangerous.
Just crazy.
We stayed at this place, actually this one probably applies more to everywhere, but this place in Nottingham we stayed at.
Oh my God.
The bathroom was like this big, and then half of it was a shower tub for some reason, instead of just making a tiny shower.
That bathroom was
And
wild.
you stepped up like a foot. And then like, oh my gosh. So you came upstairs and then you could go either way. So this side was the bathroom. This side is like a bathroom, bedroom. This side's bedroom. And you get to the top of the steps. Then you have to step again onto the hallway.
It's like a fucking
it was like
Kubert
this.
level over there that you
Like-
guys have gone on.
I was like, I'm going to die here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make
The
it out
steps-
alive.
surprise
and then
step.
when you get in the tub, you hop like up a foot, and then you're taking a shower like this. This place had the most bizarre bathroom.
It wasn't the most bizarre is a kind word. It was awful. Also, yeah, I will say in general, a lot of surprise steps. You're walking, suddenly you're down. a
Oh,
step.
we're going to get to that too.
You're walking, up a step.
Yeah. But I think we both don't like the dangerous bathtub situation. Like, we're okay now because we're young-ish, but we're now in the second half of our lives, and it's only going to get worse.
It is definitely, as I stepped out of
Soups,
that...
tell them what you did to yourself.
As I stepped, that was, yeah. As I stepped...
I'm not going to out him.
As
I'll
I
let him do
stepped
it.
out of the tub, in our Airbnb and in our hotel, every time I stepped out, I was like, okay, like think about what you're doing right now.
Think about who you love the most.
Like is there anything you can grab onto? Not really. How about a pole? How about something to grab onto? Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Crazy is right.
Many men are saying how the fuck are baths dangerous? That's is that just like uncommon? Like is it particularly weird that I was having to step down like a foot from the bathtub, step over the rim of the tub, and then back down?
These guys don't seem to understand that here, our tubs are level with the ground. It's just basically a rim that separates.
I still step over the tub, but then my foot is
the same level
right
as the normal floor.
Yeah, so
that's what's weird.
This is for Americans.
It's like in Europe they put it on a platform so that it's easier for you to die.
Yeah.
And then as you age, like they make these tubs with a door that opens so that you don't have to step over anything. You just walk in with your walker or whatever.
Right.
Which is what I should have had when I had my.
But in the UK, when they make those, you'll open a door and there'll still be
you
a
have to
step.
walk up steps.
Yeah.
And stay to the left.
So if you're an American, you're wondering what the hell we're on about. That's what we're talking about. Like go to your shower bath and you step out, you step over, and it's the same level. In the UK, it's like
just like
a foot down.
An extra level of danger for no fucking reason, and they're all sitting in here defending
That's
it.
Shirley
That's
Jackson,
like
the lottery.
Salt.
It's like I'm telling you,
Crazy,
the lottery.
crazy.
Why do you guys do that? Well, we've always done that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's totally normal. Well, cool.
Don't reveal the secret bathtub traps. Those are to get the Germans if the light trick fails.
Oh yeah, because the Germans hide in the bathtub and then they pull out to get you. Like, whoa!
Oh my god, super chatting just for the Kubert reference. Thank you, Tactile Son. Guess what? doesn't count towards our goal.
Oh.
Guys, come on, guys. Those are $5 super chats. Thank you, Tactile Sun. You've done more than enough. You guys are ridiculous. Okay, so final data point
there's
about
one left. Okay.
London.
Okay.
Whether or not we should move to London.
Yeah.
This is our last data point. It is steps. It is step related.
Steps.
So all the bathrooms in London, I've noticed, are downstairs. Like anywhere we went, you had to go usually down, once in a while up, but usually downstairs to get to it.
Yeah.
And what's the other thing that's kind of funny about London is you got to keep to the left. Not like here, where you keep to
But
the
people,
right.
but people are bad at that.
Yeah, because
they
like
don't
tourists.
do it. They don't do it.
But I was trying so hard. I was like, I tried to remember to stay to the left, stay to the left.
I'm constantly running
wanna,
into
like, get
people.
used to
No,
this in
there
case I
were
move
British
here.
people doing that. I don't think
I
they know.
I was making a bigger deal out of it than I needed to be, but I did try, guys.
So this is yeah. You basically are going into a dungeon every time you're in London.
Anytime you need to go pee.
You're like, all right, let me go down to
Yeah.
the dungeon. And again, I have another theory about this, is that's because the original version was like, imagine a toilet. Imagine taking a toilet and just setting it on dirt underground. That's what the bathroom was. And then as time went on, they were like, okay, we can actually have plumbing.
Yeah.
But at first, we're going to
But
invite
we're
you.
always going to go down steps.
We're going to have you go down a hole into the ground and then piss into the hole. There's a room that we built. We dug out a room. That's where you're going to go and you're going to pee. You're not going to do anything else there because that's a public place. You wouldn't do that. You would do that in the privacy of your own home. But you can go pee in the downstairs dirt room.
Dirt room, yeah. I know space is valuable in London.
Mm-hmm.
It's very so it makes sense that maybe it wouldn't be on the same level. But what was does it ever flood over there? They have so much rain. I guess they're probably set up for it so it doesn't flood. I'd be worried about it flooding all the bathrooms.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know things. Yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of buildings that predate indoor. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. But do you want to have to walk up and down stairs every time we go to the bathroom?
I'm fine doing it now, but as I age, maybe not.
So what are we saying? Yes or no on this one?
Actually, right now it's a yes. I'm fine with it.
Let's go with yes.
It's funny, Laura, you bring that up, and this is kind of another point I want to bring up about the.
I don't have strong feelings about it.
Me either. About the UK versus the US. That was super interesting. One of the things I walked away with knowing, and I mentioned this to some of you while I was over there. I feel like one of the biggest takeaways I had was that the England, the parts of England we were in, which is Nottingham down as far as Southampton, and mostly in the, what I guess I would call the London metropolitan area, but apparently not quite, is that it reminded me in a lot of ways, both geographically, architecturally, logistically, and culturally, like the Northeast United States, which I'm from, but haven't lived in for a long time. I've been living in California.
Yep.
And I would say I definitely had this vibe when I first started coming to California, visiting Meg and her family, that a lot of things were just like, kind of like they valued things being a little bit nicer. And honestly, like they valued like things being more comfortable, nicer, cleaner than we did in the Northeast.
Yes. We're newer.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah.
And I noticed that was the difference. I was always kind of feeling the Californian on me when I was out there. But then I would start to think, I'd be like, actually, this is really no different than where I grew up.
Yeah.
I was like, it's really
Yeah.
the same. Like, it looks the same. Literally, we're driving around, and I was like,
Very.
only signs are different. If you
Yeah.
knocked me unconscious and I woke up in England driving around, or the
You would
U.S.
assume you're
Northeast
in
driving
Baltimore,
around.
except you'd be on the wrong side of the road.
That's
and
it.
get
There would
run
be
over.
some dead giveaways right away, signage and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's very much the same. And like, because Laura mentioned buildings that predate indoor plumbing. I think my house that I grew up in predated indoor plumbing to a degree. Like, we only had one bathroom when I was like, no, we did have two, but
I
like,
thought your dad added one on.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
But the point is, like, it really reminded me. Sorry, is this? Yeah, it really reminded me of the Northeast U.S. a lot, and then like California was actually the one when I kind of thought about that felt different in a lot of those kinds of ways.
Anyways, we hope that you enjoyed our very scientific tabulated results on whether or not we should move to London based on things about London.
Yeah.
We have one more giveaway left. I think what we should do is share the word. There's a different word now.
Okay.
And then we should do fan stuff. And we'll pick the winner after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have one more giveaway. This giveaway is a shirt.
A shirt of your choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to pick from what we have available in our Etsy shop.
So don't be extra small or extra large.
You got to pick from what, Yeah. So if you go look at our Etsy shop now and you're like, I don't see anything that I like, then don't enter. But the word, think about it. It's going to be shirt.
Shirt.
Yeah. Just type shirt. Yeah, we got time. Yeah, shirt. I did it right. And then you're entered to win one.
Okay. Do we want to do some fan stuff?
Yeah, let's move on.
There's a lot of fan
We're gonna
stuff.
run a little late. That's okay.
There's a lot of fan stuff.
I know.
Yeah.
You guys have been busy. It's been like a month.
This is Timbits. I know this guy. I can say that now. I met him in person.
Yeah, you met him, so that counts.
I had, you know what? I had Cire, Tim, and I had like a 2.5 hour conversation at this like marketplace dinner place one night, and it was super enlightening. He had a lot of really good takes, and I want to talk about it more, but this isn't the time or place to do that. But it was really interesting. Super interesting guy. Obviously,
It's a beautiful base.
I love seeing that. You know, a lot of us work on the model first, then the base. It's interesting to see how different.
Should we give him shit because clearly this isn't finished because he still hasn't put anything on top of the base?
That's kind of what I was getting at, right?
Oh yeah.
It's kind of funny. Excuse me. Sometimes people do their model and put it in finish, and like, well, I didn't finish the base. Timbit is done the other way around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is Chef.
Chef, miss you, Chef.
Yeah, I haven't seen Chef in a while. That's on me because I've been traveling. I can see that he's been around, but
he's still going.
yeah, this is Thankful.
Nice gaming, yeah.
Super cool. Love the glowing green. Love the grass. Looks good.
Yeah.
Looks good brown rat skin too.
I know.
On Thankful or Bone Ripper, I think is the name of the rat, the big rat. Yeah.
I like this like magic thing he's holding.
Yeah, it's like yeah.
It's cool. Guys, don't forget to type shirt.
Oh look, nothing.
Oh, what happened here?
Am I doing
This
the
is
right
like
thing?
totally wrong.
There's also only 8.
Yeah, so it's wrong. So let's fix it. Let's go back to a scene where you can actually see something happening,
Okay.
and then let's fix it.
Here, I'll
You want me to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I got it.
Yeah.
You have to entertain them now while I do this.
That's fine. Yeah, I did finish the all the crates. I'm checking them over, checking my work. They're probably gonna need a matte varnish, I think, because of the, as Brett and I were saying earlier today, because of the what do they call it? The decals. Yeah, the decals are really glossy, and their like area sticks out a lot.
Oh yeah. All right, here we go. There we go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got it. Cool.
Oh wait.
Wait, we didn't talk about it.
Yeah, this is.
What are you doing?
Hold on. Don't tell me. This is Ted. This is our guy. We know this guy. This is Ted Kirkanos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's working on some Votan. And actually I haven't seen much of these yet. I don't know if this is his first batch or not, but these look great. I actually haven't seen a lot of Ted's work, to be honest with you.
I miss Ted, yeah. Ted's been busy.
He's been busy.
With work and stuff. It's nice to see him getting going on these. Is this...
These are Votan.
These are, yeah.
Leaves
yeah,
of
yeah,
Votan, yeah.
Cool. Let's
Looking
see.
good.
Sorry, I'm trying to find... Go ahead and switch it.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, because I actually don't know.
I know, there's too many, so I'm trying to pull this up. I don't know why I can't find it. Okay, here we go. This is Alil.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I liked, he had a few things posted up, I tried to pick one from everybody. Yeah, you're right, the base isn't done. That's very true. Yeah, but I really liked just kind of how grimy this came out. I like the guy's face. He looks ancient.
Ancient.
I don't know what model this is.
Yeah, what model is this?
I actually don't know.
It's very
It
cool.
looks like a space wolf, but I'm guessing some kind of space. No, I don't know.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you have comments on the base?
It's not finished.
Okay, this is Sad Tony.
This is Sad Tony. This looks incredible.
Working on big things.
Sad
What
Tony-
is this?
Sad Tony's a local guy. This is a Thunderhawk
Ulrich the
for
Slayer was the
Ultramarines.
last one. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Space Wolf. Yeah, this is a local guy. We know this guy. He's helping out with Maelstrom Mixer, and this is incredible. Yeah.
Very pretty.
Nice work. He's been working on this for a while. I'm guessing we're going to get to see this at Mixer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're
That'll
doing
be
some
cool.
Aeronautica stuff, I know.
Yeah. Guys, a reminder, type the word shirt so you can be entered to win a shirt.
A shirt.
A shirt. Yeah.
I
Doesn't matter what country you're from, it's fine.
can't remember who this was either.
Here, I'll take a look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
But we can
Gundam.
talk about it.
What I don't know about Gundams, like, is this painted or just assembled?
Is this painted or assembled?
Yeah, I don't.
know.
I'll confess that I don't. Because I think I like painting a little bit more than assembly. There it is.
There it is. Egregio.
Egregio. Yeah, I don't get the appeal to just assembling a model, but I know lots of people do, and so I can appreciate that other people enjoy it. Mm-hmm. But I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Is this how it looks out of the box, and you just put it together, or do you paint it also? And I don't know how to judge decaled and pin washed. Yeah, okay. I don't know how to judge a Gundam.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they're hard to put together, so there's that. We don't need to judge it anyway. Like, somebody had fun building this and putting it together, and I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
It looks very cool. Yeah. All right, who are you?
This is Yusuf,
This is
right?
Yusuf?
No,
okay.
is it?
I don't see him on the list. So
Oh, maybe not. You're right.
don't-
Sorry.
Oh, wait, there it is. Yes.
Oh, it is Yusuf.
It is
Okay,
Yusuf.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I recognize these. We got to see the whole army. They look great. Yeah. Black is hard to photograph.
It is.
And
You can't put it against black.
he has like, you can kind of see it. It's like a black with a lot of green and blue undertones that he's done. So it looks great. Yeah. Yeah, his whole army looks great. I really like his Chaos Knights. These are great. Thank you, Yusuf.
Thanks for everything,
This is-
Yusuf.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. This
Lovely.
was not Filippo.
No, but we can talk through it while I find who it is.
Yeah. So again, black hard to photograph, but it actually kind of pops more
Galileo.
against Galileo.
Yeah.
It actually pops more against this like total black that he picked here.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the contrast. Yeah, these guys are super great. It's a number of pictures that he posted.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually like this one of all 5 Terminators the best. Yeah, these look great. Really good basing, by the way. That messy snow ice, like melting snow thing that he's got going, kind of hard to do and not make like shit. Not make look like shit.
Yeah.
Like very honestly, like quite hard to do. Then the biggest, I'm sure he would have his own point of advice on how to make those look good. But the biggest point of advice is patience. Like let everything else on the base be totally finished before you attempt any of this stuff. You do not want this stuff mixing with paint or anything. It'll make it look like crap. This was, again, there are a few pictures of this, and this was the picture I liked the best.
Ordinary citizen.
Ordinary Citizen, yeah, new person, for me anyway. And I really like the this shot of the shoulder pad.
Yeah,
and the
really
shield,
nice
yeah.
metallics. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember. I think this is a Dark Angel.
Okay.
I picked an angle that you
I
kind
see
of
feathers.
can't tell what's going on, but it was
That
sort of
helps.
like my favorite angle. Yeah, really nice. Thank you, Ordinary Citizen, for posting this.
There's Timbit.
There's
we
Timbit.
talked
We
about it
talked
already.
about
Get
it.
it out of
Get
here.
out of here,
Skip.
Tim.
Yeah. All right. This is Edom, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really vibrant. The colors are they pop off the page, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
This is a Luminath, right?
It is.
Yeah.
I feel the pain and the love that went into this.
Yeah.
Much more than what I put into mine, we'll say.
Well,
Gorgeous colors.
This is a special character, so you
very
might
cool,
you might
yeah.
put a lot of work. It's basically a suit of armor with nobody in it.
Yeah. Yeah, what a weird model. I really love that though.
I love this
Very
model.
nice power sword too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really nice. What I actually like is I love when people do this thing. Two things. Well, and they both center around the red crest. I love that the red is not anywhere else, and that it just kind of comes out of nowhere. But I also love that his cloth is a similar color but not the same. I think a lot of times our instinct when we paint would be to match the crest and the cloth. And to kind of minimize the number of colors on the model. I know I do that sometimes, or used to. AOS models have made me do that less because I'm like, listen, there's no way all these things are the same color. Like, it's not even the same material, right?
Yeah.
But I love it. I love it. I love seeing, like, I did this with my spiders. I made, like, their abdomen purplish red and then their shell red. And I was like, this is stupid. This is going to look bad. But it doesn't. Like, combining nearby colors actually kind of looks good.
Yeah.
So really good work. Good base too. This is Caden. I know this guy. We know this guy. This is SoCal Dan. Tall Dan. We know him. What I like what he's doing with his Stormcast is he's giving them this, like, the armor is like gray, like super matte gray. It's not shiny at all. But he then also is using metallics to, like, kind of contrast the thing gray. Yeah, it's cool to see Dan. He actually had a lot of Stormcast that he's been painting up. This is kind of my favorite picture. It is a little dark in the front, lighting wise, but I actually really am excited the way this army is coming out. Dan, are you going to Small Town? Am I going to see you there?
Yeah, right? Because who else is going? Tad is going to Small Town.
Oh, Tad's going?
Cody.
This is Cody. He's been painting a lot of Marvel
these,
Crisis
yeah.
Protocol. He had a lot up. He had Psylocke up. He had Emma Frost up. I picked Magic. I liked... This was probably my favorite model. Her thing is having this giant sword. I don't know what else she does. But I liked the pose. So
It's very cool.
Here's the deal. In some ways, it's kind of funny. Because this model has this depth element to it with the sword and her, she's blurry in this photograph. And it's kind of funny because we've all seen Cody's work, and we all know he paints skin and hair and cloth amazingly. So I kind of picked the model that shows that off the least. But I just like the entire composition, and I like what he did with all the swirling magic. And it's like not a lot. Cody kind of gets a lot of good ROI is what I'm learning about him as a painter. I'm seeing that he paints for good ROI. Like that swirly magic stuff doesn't look that hard, like what he did, but it's great.
It's impactful.
It's impactful, yeah. This is probably my favorite Marvel Crisis Protocol model I've seen. I don't really care about the different superheroes or know much about them, but I just think the way she's up in the air and the sword and the magic energy is like the coolest pose I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Pat C, right?
Pat C.
Yeah.
Speaking glowing effects.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
all the glowing terrain. It's so cool.
You dry brush glow this, Pat? I think he did.
It looks great.
I've been in a dry brush glow recently.
Sure. It's easier, I guess. Less cleanup. Yeah, it looks great.
It looks really good.
Guys, don't forget to type shirt in chat.
Shirt, yep,
Just
for the
giving you a
giveaway.
little reminder. Yeah.
I would say that this I love. We have a little bit of this terrain. I haven't done anything with it yet. But I the glow effect's very cool. But look at this piece in the front and like the greening he's done on it. Like really good.
It's really nice.
Really good.
There we go.
Chef.
We talked about chefs.
We talked about
we
chef.
Did
Get
chefs.
out of here, chef.
Sorry, we're done. Chef. All right. And
Filippo. Yeah. Again, just really nice skin. Very moody. Look at the horn.
I know. There's a unicorn, right?
That's a true
That's
unicorn.
A unicorn, radicorn. Really pretty.
Radicorn, yeah.
Again, I love the glowing blue eyes and the glowing green stuff.
Well, what he's been doing a lot with his Skaven is working in a lot of verdigris.
Which is super cool.
Which is really...
Like, is this thing embedded into
Yeah.
its skin? That's so gross. I love that.
They're gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is
Like
a
a
great
giant
model. This is
zombie
a great
rat.
painting. Yeah.
Cool.
You can't see it in that picture, by the way, but his bases are amazing, too.
Oh, yeah. He's been also on the snow kick.
It's like ice, yeah, with the snow. Yeah, it looks
I
really
know.
cool.
He's slipping like Bambi. More rats. I don't remember who did these rats. Let's find it.
Yeah, this is there, and they were doing. It was supposed to be like something funny going on here, which I guess.
Go ahead.
I see.
Yeah, he's getting bitch slapped.
Okay.
I think the one on the left is getting bitch slapped because you see the direction of the hand on the other side. I thought that was so funny. I love that this person made sure that we all knew this was happening. That's what we're looking at. Let's find it. There it is.
Patnomancer.
Patnomancer?
Yeah.
That's what it is?
Yeah,
Patnom-
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Otherwise, looks super cool.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Fun
I like what's
storytelling.
going on with the base on this model.
Yeah, it looks murky.
I'd like to see more of these bases. See what's going on with them. Yeah.
Tactile Sun.
Yeah.
You can tell because that's his style.
I love the.
Look at this little dude.
I love the little eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks just like straight out of like the catalogs from the late 80s, early 90s. It's just like perfect. Yeah. It's like very nostalgic, warms my heart. He looks like a cute little guy, but he's got this Gatling gun thing going on. What is this model, by the way, Tactile Sun? What is this from? He's got a little cigar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is super cute.
They struggled to not make things cute back then.
Oh, whose is this?
This is Boris.
Boris. Okay. Yeah. Gorgeous.
Yeah, this is really nice. I love this color palette.
It's so nice. Yeah. This muted, like turquoise orange. Because the color palette I really, really enjoy is turquoise and orange. And this just feels like a muted version of that.
Well,
it's very cool.
Right, I like gray and orange, but I also like gray and yellow, and it's like all in that kind of wheelhouse, right?
Yeah.
It's like gray and yellow. I kind of see, but you're right. It's like the gray is like a bluish greenish gray. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Love it. Chimerics.
Yeah.
There's this glowing, crazy pink.
It's nice to finally get to see some of this stuff in the dark like this. Yeah.
Yeah. This is just amazing.
The stuff on the bottom reminds me of like those like highly oversaturated 70s like effects that they used to do in like trippy movies.
Yeah, like
what's that Nicolas Cage movie we just saw? That
Long Legs?
No.
Oh.
The one where
Mandy?
it's like, is it Mandy with like the cult that captures her?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Like I love the way it's underlighting the whole model. It's so believable. Like it's really well done. Guys, there's 4.5 minutes left. If you want to send us 3 more $5 super chats, we will eat some salmiak.
We will eat some shit.
We'll eat some shit for your entertainment.
Yeah.
Salmiak, fairy bread. Horrible combination.
You know, yeah, salmiak is well, I don't even know how to describe it.
This is Nick at Night.
This is Nick and Night. This
Yeah.
is Belfanos. We were just talking about this guy. Yeah, cool base, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really pretty.
All this is super cool. He has this kind of this moody style he does. I really like it a lot. Yeah. I kind of curious to see the rest of his. I didn't even know Nick and I was doing Sylvaneth. Or maybe I did. That's a lot to keep track
really
of.
pretty.
Yeah, really cool.
I love these little flowers that are popping up on everyone's bases.
Yeah.
Yeah. Such a nice touch. He's really pretty model.
Yeah.
Soy Sumer.
Yep.
I feel your pain, man. Here come the Lumineth. Oh my gosh, all those spears. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, just cut them off, replace them with, what are they called? Just pin them. Just
Pin them.
bars. What are they called? The rods.
Yeah.
Just replace them with metal rods. They're all going to break.
Piano wire.
Great job,
stuff.
though.
Music
really
wire.
pretty. It's too bad that all those spears are going to break.
Yeah.
I'm really sad about that.
Models are broken.
Polychrome, thanks for the beer. Trying to get us closer to eating some salmiak shit.
Yeah.
Tactile Sun also piling on. We can't end without hitting our goal.
Thank you, Tactile Sun.
That's fair.
What is
one left? There's only one left.
Yeah. What is salmiak?
Because I did say we are counting liberties, so
Because he had
we're $5 away. All right. Voodoo Fairy, who we saw. Love the work that Voodoo Fairy is doing with these wolves.
Yeah, again, kind of the same thing I'm talking about with the banner concept up here. Like, it's not a color that's really going on anywhere else in the model. But I
It's
like
so
that.
cool.
I like that he's just like, oh, here it comes. Yeah.
And I was looking at it and I was like, did he just keep the green stuff separate? And I was like, oh wait, no, that's stupid. Of course not. He painted it that way.
You know what?
Like,
You know what?
of
I
course
think.
that's not a
Yeah, you know
green
what?
stuff banner.
I
It looks
really,
cool.
I really wonder.
Thanks, Umi. Enjoy your plate of shit. There we go. We made it. We're eating some shit.
You know what I really wonder here with this is the gold, the metal. Is it? I need to ask him. Like, I've been doing this thing where I've actually realized that if you wash gold, people like to wash it with purple. That was like the hot thing a few years ago.
Yeah.
One of the things
Oh, yeah.
I've been enjoying washing gold with is yellow. And it
Yeah.
sounds like duh, but it's actually really, it makes it look really vibrant like this. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, it's really cool. Thanks,
kinda
Voodoo
curious
Fairy.
if that's
And it
what
was
he
so
did.
nice to meet you. I love these.
Oh, I want to talk about
Oh
these for a
my
second.
gosh, yes.
I'm really excited about what
Let me find who
Yeah.
painted them.
it's somebody that we know.
Because
and then this is like
I was
totally
like,
out of left
yeah,
field that they did this.
I want to, Shafrowski.
Shofrowski. Okay.
I want to do something
of
like
Nine.
this for my Lumineth bases. Like have some, I'm doing this like weird crystal-y thing.
Yeah.
Not a quilt. And I was like, oh, this is super cool. Like these look chrome almost.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we are eyeing up a few ways to do some narrative stuff for Age of Sigmar. And we haven't made a lot of headway on it because we're waiting till after Maelstrom Mixer, which is happening in 2 weeks. But this is from Ravaged Coast. Ravaged Coast, which really flew under the radar, but we have the book here and we've looked through it. And one of the things it has is this interesting, these. And they tell you, literally, they tell you to make your own. They like encourage you to model your own. And I think they're called amber shards or something. But they're these things that you're trying to accumulate while you play. So when you set up a game, you then set up a bunch of these. And it's kind of like you send units over and you grab them. And you're trying to collect them. And like I said, I love that they tell you to make them. I think they tell you to use a 40 millimeter base and just make like crystal things or something. And he's made awesome ones. It's so cool. I really do want to do some Ravaged Coast. I hope we can make that work. But these are so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love these.
Oh,
look at
I love
this.
these. These are great. And
This is
they're
good.
so
Seppi? Is this Seppi? No.
they're so
this
like
is
Chip
Mercury.
Mercury, yeah.
There we go.
they're so honestly it's like drawn. They look drawn. They look illustrated to me.
Yeah.
Which I like.
Yeah, normally like table photography isn't that good.
Yeah.
I mean, I do it all the time, I know. But this is a great photo.
Yeah,
They
so-
look really good
So
in
these
this
are
shot.
World Eaters, and
Okay.
he's taken. Are these new World Eaters? But he's put them in kind of the heresy colors, I believe. Anyway, it looks great. These look great. This is amazing. I haven't seen anything by Chip Mercury yet, so that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Very cool.
Okay, 8 pound. Yeah, the new 40K models, but he's kind of got them in the old ones. This is Polly.
Okay, great. Yeah.
So this is very cool. I'm glad that he did this. So when we were hanging out with Polly, he picked up the John Blanche paint set by Army Painter. And there's actually 2 John Blanche paint sets, I think. Polly, I don't know if you got both of them or not, but hey, it works, man. This is exactly
It's cool.
John Blanche color scheme.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks super cool. It's funny. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm a little skeptical when somebody like a YouTuber or whatever has a paint named like after them. But I actually thought that the John Blanche paint set was really cool, and it shows how cool John Blanche is because you're like, yeah, this guy doesn't use blue. Like, there's not a blue paint to be found really. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the color
Really nice,
palette.
Polly.
This looks cool. Yeah.
I love that scroll.
John Blanche would be proud and appreciative of the
Now this is Seppi.
residuals.
Yeah. I snuck in Seppi's this morning.
Clean
Really cool.
Death Guard looks surprisingly
It
really
looks
cool.
so good. Yeah. I was like looking at these and I'm like, I feel like these are supposed to be Nurgly.
Yeah,
But
these are Death Guard.
They look so like, I don't know, like candy, like smooth and sweet. Anyway. Yeah, I love looking at these.
Yeah.
Very cool. That cream color is so
Cream City.
good.
These are
Yeah.
peak Cream City. You've done Milwaukee well, Seppi.
Thanks, Seppi. And last one, whose was this? Well, we can talk about it while I figure that out.
Yeah, this is the.
There we go, Saul. This is Saul.
Yeah, this is the quote unquote pizza oven.
Oh yeah.
The Fire Slayer's terrain piece looks super good. Not a lot to say other than just like nice work. Looks good.
Mm-hmm.
You did it. You did the terrain. It's a cool piece of terrain. And it's good metallic. I like it.
Yeah.
I like the dark there that you got.
It's really nice. I am looking for bingo because we should talk about bingo. We'll go through we'll do the entries instead of, oh, did we not? We didn't set this one up either. What the hell, guys? All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. We're bringing it in.
Now here's a question for you.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay, this is Molecule.
That's molecules. Yep. You guys were chipping away at your bingo cards. If you don't have a bingo card yet, go get one in our server. Why not? It's a great little way to further motivate yourself.
Motivate yourself.
each other.
Threaten others.
Threaten others. That's right.
Timbit, there you go. That's Tim. You can see his
Tim
work.
actually printed his bingo sheet out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I folks at home, I actually need to go print my bingo sheet out for everything I've made fun of people for.
Oh.
I really just want mine printed out as well.
Yeah. There's Soups.
There's
Soups got
Soups.
some,
Yeah,
snuck
Wraith Knight.
something in
Nice.
after we left.
Nice.
Saul.
I'm taking this week to update my bingo card.
This is Allele.
And I'm going to put a lot of you to shame. I'm going to be honest
Are
with
you?
you.
Oh, yeah.
I've done so
Yeah, people
much.
love that when you hoard all of your progress and then dump it all in at once. Yeah, that's fun.
I'm going to have a little evil face when I do it, too.
Yeah. Thanks, you guys, for staying so active. It was, okay, I know I get kind of corny, but it was really beautiful to see, like, how self-sustaining you guys are and helpful, and you guys stay motivated, and it helps motivate us. So I appreciated that. I appreciated seeing all of your work. Sorry we couldn't cram it into the normal, what we promised, which was 3 hours. It's just a lot. There's a lot to go through. We owe you guys a prize, right? We hit our goal, so we're going to eat some shit.
I'm not excited for this at all.
Also, you guys have some time now to type the word shirt. I saw a lot of gray names in here who aren't entered. I'm like, why? Just type it. Don't feel bad.
Here, let's move this for a second. Put this on this. Let's prep this dish.
Yeah.
So, once again, it is this fairy bread. There you go.
Yeah.
Adults eat this. That's a poly.
Adults eat this. Adults are about to eat this.
Adults regularly eat this. And now, not traditional, right? What we're doing is putting. Okay, let me smell. So what this is? This is actually a chemical.
It's ammonium chloride.
Is that correct?
Yes. I think that's what he
This
said.
actually smells pretty good.
Okay.
Does-
Maybe it won't suck.
Yeah.
I don't trust that it won't, but that's a lot. Yeah. So we'll do this. You guys make sure to type shirt if you haven't done that yet. I see that there are missing names. Like, there are people in chat who are not typing. I know
Maybe
it's
they
a
don't
lot.
want a shirt.
Well, maybe not, but go find somebody. Win them a shirt.
Okay.
I want to make sure everybody has a chance to enter. That's all. Okay. I guess I'll just, I'm like, should I cut it in half with the scissors?
Sure.
Okay. Is this the right knife to use? Ew, gross. There we go, Eduardo. All right, that's what I want to see. Okay, well,
Bon appetit, man.
to chat, to Adepticon, to the UK, England, but mostly to you guys. Yeah, you guys deserve this. Okay. It's happening.
It's happening.
It's
There,
happening.
there it comes.
It's happening.
It took a while.
Are we gonna eat the whole thing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. I was hoping you'd say no. Okay, it's not as bad as the other stuff we've had. But it definitely isn't pleasant. We did have jellied eels. I didn't bring it up here because the videos are
Videos in Discord.
in the food channel for you to enjoy. I think it's food. Yeah. We called you names, so I didn't want to show it on air. Yeah, it's not as bad as the other stuff he's given us, but I don't like it.
There's more going on.
I wouldn't get this ever. The amount of butter I put on also helps.
Dutch.
What's wrong with them? Okay. Here, I'll get the rest. The sprinkles part is great. Mm-hmm. Oh.
It was unrelated to the taste.
Ammonium chloride. What did I say? I don't know. It's a salt. Yeah. I mean, I can't read these words, but there's a lot of words on the top as far as the ingredients go here. So, Brett, you can take a look.
Here's the thing. If I made mole and I put a teaspoon of that in there, it'd probably be pretty good.
I don't know. Maybe. This wasn't too bad. Yeah, this wasn't the worst.
Did we do it? Did we do the show?
No, we have a shirt to give away.
Oh, yes.
Sheesh. This guy. All right. Last chance. Type shirt. Here's what you could win. Go check out our Etsy shop so you can see what shirts we have available. Mm-hmm. Just to make sure that... Oh, thanks, Mariboba. I like my makeup too.
Bring back purple shirt.
I know. Once we sell out of our stock, we'll keep that in mind when we order some more.
Yeah, so I really want another run of our original shirt. I had one and I lost it, the brown one. I don't know where it is.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
But I hope, we're thinking maybe in the fall. Maybe something like that.
We'll see. We're a small mom and pop business, so we don't have a lot of space to store things, and we also don't want to do the Redbubble thing as much as we can avoid it because it's like shittier. We don't make as much from it. We don't support a local business. This covers all three. It just kind of sucks because we do all the shipping, and you guys overseas pay a lot for shipping, which is sad. But we'll cover shipping for this, so don't worry about it. Type shirt. Now we have a good group of you guys to choose from. Let's put on the mandrel screen while we finish this up because we want to say thank you. Thank you guys for all the super chats. Thank you for getting us to our goal so we could eat some garbage. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for everyone we got to meet in the UK and at Adepticon. It was so nice. Loved meeting everybody. You guys are great. You guys are why we do this.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a good month.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick a winner. Here we go. One of you gets a shirt.
Oh, it's Rudy.
It's Rudy.
That's awesome.
All right, Rudy, you got the shirt.
He deserves it.
Yeah. Nice. Cool. So that's that. Everyone, reach out to me in Discord. I'll tell you what to do in order to claim your prize. And then, yeah. What else? I think that's it.
We did it. Now, keep in mind, tomorrow, no AOS game.
Yeah, we can show the
We
schedule.
are moving our games to Thursdays at 5 p.m. So instead of Mondays at 5 p.m., there'll be Thursdays at 5 p.m.
Yep.
This Thursday, we have one game, me, John, Meg's producing. Next Thursday is actually going to be, I'll tell you guys here, so you know, a doubleheader. So not this Thursday, but next Thursday, we'll have a game at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. on Thursday. I'm pretty sure on that anyway. I'm telling you guys right now. So that means all of our streaming now is like in this Thursday through Sunday chunk. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's when we get our real work done and take days off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we do it, Meg?
I think we did. We can safely say that this community likes the game streams the most.
Which is good.
Followed closely by the hobby stream. So that makes me happy.
That makes sense. That's what we do.
Yeah. We are a hobby channel. So I'm glad that you guys still like the hobby portion. And it's, I get it. It's a tailored audience, but event coverage is the lowest. That makes total sense. Makes sense. We're going to keep doing them, but we don't do them that often. Always trying to expand who knows about us because we are a good community. All right.
Yes.
You want to take us out?
All right, folks. As we like to say, be kind to each other, be kind to yourselves. Always be creating. Have fun out there.
Bye.